Hey, why don't we roll
echoing.
some die to see what we did last time on Wyrd?
I got a 20.
That's a fucking lie.
I'll take a picture right now.
I believe you.
I don't
don't lie.
believe you.
Oh, and Vinny's fucking doing it again.
Oh, you did it last week, right? Oh,
Nick likes to give
Jason,
it.
but Aesop can.
Nick likes to give.
Nick does
He
like to
does
give it.
like to give it. He's a
Oh,
weirdo.
He's got that announcer voice.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the last episode of Weird Wild. Now for your free ticket.
Kill me.
Yeah, what happened last time?
Someone do it. Nick or Aesop.
Oh, well, no, it's Nick's
I rolled a
doing it.
1.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to do it? Okay.
Well, he rolled a 1.
Well,
if you roll, you're giving it.
did you give
That's it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I like that rule.
What's the rule?
If you
If
roll,
in
you're
the
giving
money,
it.
give it.
Oh yeah, I thought you had to roll. It doesn't bother
Oh
me.
my god, you don't have. Okay, if you really don't want to, you don't have to. Because you did it last week.
On the last episode of Weird and Wild, I magically came to my senses in the middle of a bone tornado and in the middle of a planet full of cat people in the desert. It's Wild West like. There's a sarcophagus. It was raining bones down on everything from a flying pyramid temple. I've got really good magic skills, so I was able to disenchant that, and we were able to go on our merry way after saving the village. Apparently, they used the bones for currency, so these people hit the lottery. Got back on our ship and decided to travel. And it took a really, really long time, and everybody likes to drink a lot. So Aesop made us some swill of some sort, and we drank it.
Swill is a good word.
And we got to spend quality time together. Looking out the window, pretty sure I see Everwinter now, even though I don't think I've ever seen it before. I may have seen it in a textbook, so I know how it is.
You know how it is.
That's a great recap.
That
We
was
learned a little bit about NVIDIA last session.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, your little book.
It's not little.
It's a big book.
Your big,
Little
thick book.
Bus.
Big old book.
That was a good recap, MVD. You, for some reason, reach into your pocket and find a weird bit in there.
Putting it in the pot or keeping it for yourself?
No, I now know what they are, so I give it over to Aesop.
All right, 47.
47.
Gonna go on a big old spinning spree after this session because I'm sure we'll get our ship back no problem.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so easy.
It's gonna be so easy.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Let me give Sun Kong here his inspiration card.
Recos is passed out in the corner drunk. I'm just gonna
That's good. I like that.
finally some peace and quiet. Fuck.
I miss his puns.
Nice
I'm
card.
Hmm.
Secret.
Secret.
Or just.
What is that word? Is that
Training.
training?
Alright.
God, that looks like an S at the end. Okay, that's fine.
That's like one of
Secret
those
trainings.
fancy G's.
Trainings.
Does
Y'all
somebody,
got them sacred trainings?
does somebody who used magic want this card?
What is mine? Let me see if mine will help you.
Well, you have a discipline, Sun Kong. That works
You
for
have a
your
discipline.
healing.
I got this. This is extra
Oh,
damage.
okay. Sweet. Never mind.
Oh, okie dokie.
Take your fucking cards back.
I want mine because it lets me recover a spell slot.
I don't remember what mine is, but I know I want it.
So yes, last time you guys had just made yourselves you had finished your voyage over to Everwinter, and You had just reached the area, looking out of the viewports of the ship, seeing the large rocky debris that sort of surrounds what is left of Everwinter. It seems to be completely destroyed. You guys do notice one very large piece of debris, a rock, and within it a large crevice. After Raedrar was able to pinpoint the energy, conjuration magic emanating from the larger rock, and as the ship lowered down to peer through the crevice, the light of a nearby sun lighting it up, you guys were able to make out that deep within it seemed to be an area that looked very similar to the card that Rinkaz had held on to, that Zenshi, who mentioned he was a proxy of the Quarut, that this was the area where his master lived.
So it's a little more macabre than I thought it was going to be.
Did the Wyld not see this last time? Is this what we saw, like, when we were here on Neverwinter last time?
You guys never saw this area last time you were on here.
Oh.
It looks almost as though, because of this crevice and how it's like, it looks as if like this cavernous shaft that you'd have to descend into. Maybe it was underground while you guys spent your time on Everwinter, and only through the destruction of Everwinter was this crevice kind of revealed in this area now visible by the light of a nearby star.
Hmm.
Well, somebody took the time to carve it into a giant skull. That's scary.
Is there like a parking lot or a place we can put the ship?
Can we just fucking land the ship?
Yeah, you know that you could. There is, as you know, like similar to a spelljammer, certain areas of these comets, if they're large enough, like this one here, not comets, but these pieces of rocky debris, similar to this one here that holds this, what looks to be the ruins of the Fortress of Hidden Concealment within. If they're large enough, they sort of have their own bubble of gravity. So you could probably land somewhere close to this large crevice that kind of digs itself into the, what you would just call the relative top side of this rocky debris here. Although making your way down into the crevice to reach the area where the skull is, you guys may need to find some way to get down there safely, because it looks like it's a pretty large drop just jumping in.
It's not very safe.
Do we have any items that will help us?
Mm-hmm.
Can we use rope?
Fucking Lana with the obvious. You fuckers want to use rope, idiots?
Yeah, you feel like you
I have plenty of rope.
You feel like if you have enough rope, that's a pretty easy alternative to kind of just lowering yourself down.
Can I just teleport them down there so I can just get these babies off my ship? Easy, safe.
That's.
Are you not coming with us?
Oh, I'll come with you. Oh, how many people are there? Hold on. Let me count. Let me do a roll call here. I'm in a different window, sorry. 1. Oh god, is Rayon coming too? Okay, I can teleport like 6 people.
Ooh. Well, that's the core group.
I would like to go, Rayon says.
Okay.
Oh, okay, well.
She's
There's a
like
rope.
zipping up
Just kidding.
her.
Just kidding.
She's zipping up her.
It would be
loop
nice
suit.
if Aesop had his metal wings.
I mean, I could climb down. I don't mind if you need to teleport everybody else.
Is Cregan and Ukok coming?
I think you guys
How's-
got this one yourselves, Cregan says.
How is Ukok feeling today?
I'm better, but I don't know that trying to traverse down here is terribly safe for me.
Okay, you should stay here then.
What if we set up like a zip line kind of thing? Just have one person down there with one end of the rope, tie it off to something, and then get some, some more rope to form a zip.
I like
guess.
that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I could try to get down there, right off the bat. Yeah, I'm pretty good at climbing, so.
That sounds. Let's give that a try.
Alright, so I guess is there like a window or something I can just drop the rope out of and tie it to something in here? And
I'm sure there's like an opening to the bottom of the ship.
Yeah, you could the lift that lowers out from the bottom of the ship where you guys would exit from. You could probably tie it to one of the metal structures that helps move the lift up and down. It's pretty sturdy, it seems like.
What if we have Ilana shoot the string down? Like, shoot it down into...
Oh! We still need somebody to secure it.
True.
Well, if I shoot it with my crossbow, shouldn't it just go into the ground?
I mean, it might penetrate the ground, but I don't think it would support the weight of somebody sliding down.
Give me 1 second. Let's see here. I have... Oh, I could always... I don't have the dragon bones anymore, but I do have one bone. I could just throw it down there. Like, attached to it.
Sure, yeah, that would get the rope down there at least.
Yeah, like it'll give a little.
Let's give it a shot.
It's creatures in a 5-foot cube range. Never mind. Sorry. Wait. No, I'm reading this wrong. Ignore me.
Cregan looks to you guys and says, this thing kept us trapped for half a year inside one of its little traps. Make sure you beat the shit out of it for me.
Before we go down, we're fighting a Quarut? Is that what's happening? What's happening?
Are we fighting it?
Yeah, wait. I want to know what we're doing first.
Well...
Just confronting it?
I mean... Maybe. You know this thing better than I do. I mean, it trapped you somewhere for...
Couldn't we just tie the rope to the end of Cregan's foot and just throw him off? Like a little joke?
You could.
It's just a prank.
Just prank. Alright, let's go down.
Yeah. If you want, if it's easier, Ilana can shoot the rope. I can teleport up to 20 feet per side point and secure the rope, and everyone can come down.
Well, it sounded like Suncomb could climb down no
I should be
trouble.
able to, climb down pretty easily.
Then let's go, monkey.
Oh, am I
was waiting for someone to tie the rope and...
Okay, it's thrown down. It's shot down. Perfect. Are my points of exhaustion gone now? Because we were on the boat or the ship for like a million days.
Yes. You guys are fully healed, no exhaustion.
Oh yeah.
It'd be very nice to get some fresh air.
So,
Getting a bit of that space madness.
gathering whatever supplies you need, you guys use the lift and it lowers down to the base of the ship and you guys exit. You see this large, some yards wide crevice cut into the stone. And as you guys step up to the edge, peer in and kind of see this deep down below. The ruins of what seems like the fortress of hidden concealment.
It's spooky.
Can I? There's nothing around here. It's just quiet. No animals. No birds.
Make a perception check.
This is Glacé. Making a perception check.
Okay.
In 20 because that's always funny, and it's always.
Can I also do a perception check?
Sure.
Thank you. That's gonna be either 23 or 24. 23.
And Glosse, what was yours?
A 3.
Oh, just a 3. Glosse, it's pretty dark down there. There's some light, like I said, by this nearby star that sort of fosters at least some visibility down there. But it's pretty difficult to see. It looks like the ruins are relatively elaborate. They don't necessarily seem to look like building structures. They just almost look like monuments of some type. Ileona, with your check, you're able to look down. You see in some areas what look to be either birds or you're probably guessing some type of bats or something that you kind of see swooping around. As you look...
Can I just want to interrupt you only because your stream hasn't started on here. I just wanted to let you know.
Oh. We should be going.
I'm seeing it says Rift Rewards will be starting shortly and earn Wyrd.
Oh, here,
I
just need to change the screen then.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know.
There we go.
Since I just saw it.
That's how high the perception check was.
Oh, shit, that's a good perception check.
Yeah, so you see these things, and you're also able to see the base of this area. It looks like carved from stone, a large skull, open wide, jawless. It looks more decorative than anything else, and you also notice a walkway that leads to what looks like some maybe a little bit larger than human-sized ring. Looks to be made of stone. It almost looks like it's hanging in the air, though it's difficult to tell from way up here at the top.
So everyone's ziplined down, okay, right? Or are we still up at the...
You guys are like peering over the side down into this area.
Okay.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna do my athletics check and head on down there.
Good luck.
Oof, and that's a 24.
Ooh, so tell me how
26, I'm sorry, 26.
Tell me how you bound down to this area, Sun Kong. Sun Kong.
Sorry, I keep forgetting I'm pushed to talk.
It's okay.
I want to go down like actually head first, using my hands and feet and my tail just to go down at a smooth pace, but I want to make a perception check so I can keep an eye open as I go down.
Okay. Sure.
20, not natural, but
as
so I'm going down like head first, just looking around.
Are you like carrying the rope with you?
I thought I was climbing down the rope.
And then Ilana's gonna shoot the rope down.
Oh.
Or throw it down with a bone attached to it or something.
Okay.
So I guess I'm climbing down the side of the ship.
Okay, so you just using your monkey agility and sort of dexterity, sort of like bound off some of the rocks. You kind of like kick across some of them, and grab some like hand holds and even foot holds, since you're pretty dexterous with your feet too. Occasionally using your monkey tail to sort of like wrap around a piece of rock structure that kind of juts out occasionally. And it takes a good 5-6 minutes for you to work your way down. About halfway down, a thrush of bats sort of fly nearby, and you hold strong to your gripping with your check and just kind of continue to bound down. You reach the bottom here and can see pretty much what you see in the image here. As you peer into the mouth of this large carved stone skull, it doesn't appear to necessarily lead anywhere. It seems as though a lot of this is decorative or monument work, and the real item of interest seems to be a little pathway that seems to be just very roughly carved from the stone. There's very crude steps that sort of curl up a bit of a walking path here in the image that you see, and at the top, sort of right in front of this large, agape open skull mouth, you can see what looks to be like a floating stone ring. It just sort of like hovers in the air, completely motionless. A few other pieces of rock debris sort of just like hang nearby, as if it's just like completely trapped in time, just kind of just completely floating there. You kind of peer back up and can just barely make, with the light from the nearby star, the silhouettes of your teammates way far above.
How far have I gone so far?
Now that you're at the surface with your check, you feel like it's probably a good, what you would assume is maybe like 50 stories down.
And how far does it seem from where I am to? Can I see the bottom? You said.
You're at the bottom here.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
All right.
So you're like, if you look at this image here, you're sort of standing on the stone base and kind of looking up at this. Your perspective would kind of be like this image here. You can kind of see the open maw of this stone skeletal mouth, and then this pathway that curves up to this floating stone ring.
If it's 50 stories, then I don't think this zipline idea is going to work.
I guess I can yell up. Can they hear me from this far down?
I don't know. You could give it a try.
Hey, you guys!
Make a give me like a relative check, like a performance check or something like that.
That's pretty good.
That makes sense.
I have a +0 in performance, so it's just.
Nice.
Is that your 16 roll there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you hear it faintly, but with the echo of the large sort of hollow cavernous area here helps to echo it, and you guys very faintly and after a couple seconds of delay hear the echo of Sun Kong calling from below.
Well, now that Sun Kong's out of the ship, let's see, that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can teleport us all down there.
Oh, including Rayon then?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I went down. Cause.
Oh, well, we don't need the fucking zipline anyway. Let's just go.
So, Amron, are you the one kind of teleporting everybody down?
Yeah, I'll teleport everyone down.
What spell do you use to do that? And what's it look like?
It's, let's see, hold on, let me find it. It is called Phantom Caravan. And it's just gonna, I can do up to 1 mile, so, I'll tell everybody to, we'll, bunch up together and, I'll look outside of where Sun Kong is.
Make
and
a perception check.
Ooh.
Pretty dark down there.
Ooh, that's
Can I like tap her on the shoulder and be like, maybe I can see a little bit better?
Yeah, shields. Yeah, so Ileona is allowing to assist you, so I'll give you advantage on that roll.
Oh, yes, girl. It's not okay. Well, a 9.
9?
You kind of get the sense of where the direction of Sun Kong's voice was coming from, as well as Ileana sort of like helping to try and point out. You feel like it's possible that yelling back down the Sun Kong, he would hear you if you needed him to try and help you out.
Okay.
You could attempt the spell, but you feel like you may not be in the exact spot where Sun Kong is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's a little difficult to see him.
Well, in that case, let's see. Sorry, I'm just looking at one more thing to see if... Okay. I guess I'll yell back to him. Can you direct me to where you are or something?
Give me a relevant check, like a performance or something check.
Let's do. Oh, this is probably not the best way to come in stealthily. Oh, that's
I
fine.
already yelled up at you guys.
Yeah,
so.
it's
Yeah.
fine. Great. Let's do.
We're gonna do great.
Hey, thank you,
Always.
Burrito Kuda, for following us. It's very nice of you.
Well, I guess. Do you want me to do a performance check?
Yes, some type of relevant check to try and yell down to him. You also see
Because I don't
Glacé
know what
standing
other
there.
relevant check it would be.
You also see Glacé standing there holding a very loud mic.
Oh yeah, Glacé. Glacé is going to yell and then.
Okay, make me a performance check at advantage, since she has a literal mic staff in her hands that she can use to amplify her voice.
Okay, honey, you need to tell Amryn where to put that portal thing. That's advantage. Ooh, girl. That is 27.
Oh fuck. Yeah, Sun Kong, you easily hear this echo from above. It seems
Alright,
like
so-
they're going to try and teleport down to you, but they can't exactly make you out, because this area that you're around, since you're kind of at the base now, is a little dark, considering the light is kind of only goes so far down deep in here. Maybe some type of light source or some way to make yourself more discernible will help them.
Okay, I have, I don't, normally wouldn't have anything, I don't think, for that, but how about this? I want to yell out to them, tell them it's about 50 feet down, and then activate
A little more than
my
that.
boost? Oh,
What
I thought you said it was
50
feet.
stories.
50
stories.
stories
Oh,
down.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
quite
took
a
you
way.
like a good 5 to 7 minutes to just like work your way down here.
And yell that up, and then I want to light my boots, my fire boots.
Okay, so I'll say,
Oh.
I'll say you don't have to make a check.
Yeah.
Everyone up above can sort of hear the echo Sun Kong either saying this or even saying something, but you guys clearly see a flare sort of appear down below, and you can kind of see his humanoid form. It looks like he's using his boots that you guys remember are sort of like a minor magical item that he can activate to sort of flare up.
Nice.
All right, there we are.
I see that
Hey,
glowing,
monkey.
flaming monkey. Let's do this.
Do you have to, Sun Kong, do you have to make a roll to make sure that doesn't set you on fire?
Yeah, I would. It's fun.
Well, if it sets him on fire, we'll be able to see.
I
Well,
mean,
they'll be able to see. I can see, and I'll love to see him catch on fire.
they'll be able to see more. That's true. Let's see. These stylish red leather boots often come with a fringe at sometimes a red gem. You can send an aura of mystical fire all around you. All creatures within 5 feet, including you, have to
Oh, I know, I remember.
make a DC 12 dexterity save for me.
This isn't the first time Sun Kong has set himself on fire.
You have
Let's be-
advantage when attempting this save.
Okay, and you said it's a dex saving throw?
It's a dex saving throw.
This ain't his
Oh,
first
well, my
rodeo.
dex is a +7, so
Oh fuck.
off of the 9.
Oh
So I
yeah.
was-
So yeah, you're fine. You, as usual, the flare from your boots lights up and licks the area around you, but you just sort of like relish in the aura that surrounds you, kind of looking up, seeing the silhouettes of your teammates, able now to see you and make visible contact. So, Amryn, you're able to activate your, what was this spell called again? I'm sorry.
I think it's Phantom Caravan. Hold on. I could just be.
What's
hold
it?
on.
What's it look like as you activate it?
I'm just gonna say a glowing portal circle activates where Sun Kong is, like where his flames are,
Mm-hmm.
but like behind him or around him or whatever, and then around all of us, it starts like activating. I guess like a. There you go.
Nice.
Love it, love it.
With a
Like it, love it. Want some more of it.
with a flash, as Amryn throws her hand in the air, as arcane energies in a ring surround you guys, and as it's like, yeah, it's like a scanning thing. As it moves down your bodies, your vision and perspective changes now, and you find yourself standing at the base of this area, seeing what I described as Sun Kong as he reached the bottom here, and the phantom spell dissipates, the portal kind of leaving the area here. The flames from Sun Kong's boot sort of die down.
Ah, excellent. You guys made it.
Yeah.
I feel sick.
Oh, that'll go away.
Okay, good.
Does nothing's coming towards us? Like, there's no like angry locals here.
With no rolls, it seems like a pretty quiet place down here.
12. A 12 in perception. Oh, I'm gonna use Amarin. Okay, also rolled 12. All right.
Other than the occasional batches and groups of bats that sort of fly around, probably disturbed by the bright lighting here, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going down here. You don't see any other humanoids or creatures that seem to make up this area.
They either know we're coming, or we're completely catching them by surprise.
Can I roll a stealth to kind of like slink out of this light and then like more into like a darkness?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oof, that was a shit roll, but it's still a 12.
Yeah, it's not difficult down here because the lighting coming through the crevice from the star sort of like gets caught up on all the structures as it like goes down this area. So there's a lot of shadows in this area. So even with a 12, you feel like if there's anything around that you guys wouldn't want to run into, you feel relatively in stealth.
Thank you.
Yep.
So that floating ring, Amarin wants to do an arcana check on it.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Man, I roll these fucking... That's a natural 20.
Whoa!
Oh, shit.
I wasted a natural 20 on this fucking
That's not a
dumbass.
waste. We want to know what this shit
Yeah,
is.
you don't know
True.
that. Amarin, you ascend the crude steps that curl around, leading up to this small elevated area here, and it looks as though this ring is just a few feet off the ground and just suspended in the air. It looks large enough for someone to step through almost. Although there's nothing here yet, you sort of run a hand against the stonework to sense any arcane energies, and you feel a powerful pulse of what feels like, I believe it's conjuration magic. And as this happens, the ring lights up with a flash, and a swirling vortex appears in the inner ring here. It leads off to what looks like some other place. You see blues and purples and just this mist or dust that swirls around.
Ooh, this is exciting.
What is it?
It's a portal.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right up your alley. Where does it go?
That's a good question. Can I see if it's like stable or if it's like a death trap or like what
Make a history check as Aesop mentions that.
Oh, history. 16.
You feel like, despite all of the extravagant carvings of stone around this area, that similar to how I pointed out to Sun Kong, the real doorway is this stone ring, and you easily recognize this swirling bluish gray mist in the distance of what looks like this open gateway to be the demi-plane of time.
Ooh, yeah, this is the way to the Quarut.
Sounds important.
Rayon begins ascending the steps and looks to you guys and says, I encountered Zenshi on Neo Gokyo at some point, before we got trapped in that hourglass. He offered to keep me, as well as you guys, safe from any further terrible things that may happen to you. And after what happened to Cause, I agreed to it. As I did, I felt as though time around me began moving faster. And before things shifted or changed around me, before I found myself in the hourglass along with all of you, I felt as though a gate was opening behind Zenshi. My vision was blurred, but I was able to make out what looked to be a portal similar to this.
Oh.
I think we should all be careful. This Quarut, it hasn't interacted with you guys, at least as far as I know, for a while now. Have you even seen Zenshi at all since you escaped that hourglass with me?
No. The last time we saw him was on the ring.
You haven't told me too much about him other than the basics. He sounds like a tough customer.
Oh, he's this. He calls himself a proxy, and we all know that by now. But like he shows up and he either wants to help us or hurt us. He always forgets us, but he knows that he needs to. I don't know. He knows that we're us. This is confusing and my head's hurting.
I have a strange feeling, Rayon says, that this creature may know we're coming and may be expecting us.
Oh, well, all the better. Maybe he'll have a nice warm welcome for all of us.
Great. Amron walks into the portal.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Well, that I guess that.
Yeah, Aesop's still probably a little bit overconfident. Also walks through the portal.
With a flash, Amron and Aesop disappear into the portal.
Well, I guess this is happening. I'll walk
Oh, I don't like portals. You guys, what if we get like spawned into like water again? This is horrible.
The rest of you who haven't stepped inside yet, you see Rayon seeing the swirling clouds of what look to be sand or dust within the portal. Having donned her loop gear, she pulls her helmet visor down and steps through.
Well,
Rinkaz shrugs and jumps through.
oh. Glacier is gonna close her eyes, scream, and jump through.
Okay. Invidi, Ileona.
I'll walk through.
Okay. Seems like all your party members have entered through, Ileona.
Good, now I can go.
She seals the ship.
Bye! No, can I just put, like, my hand through for a second? Is it gonna fully teleport me if I do that?
I don't know, you could try it.
I'll do it.
You put your hand through it and see it almost disappear as if you're like reaching into a mirror or some type of liquid. Although you can clearly see another place on the other side, but your hand just seems to disappear. You pull it back and there's no difference.
Okay, I'll go through.
Okay. With one last person left, you decide to say fuck it and jump through.
You're all dead.
Whoops. Not again.
Okay, we jumped back. We're good.
No, that was the exit sound.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the trance is.
Never mind.
Oh.
What is it?
Actually, yeah. Can I do a perception as I get on the other side?
Sure, as you land on the other side, you all regather yourselves, making sure everyone entered through the portal. You stand, and I will change the image here in just a second. You stand on what seems to be a floating piece of rock platform of some type, if you will, amidst the entirety of this area known as the demi-plane of time. Large areas of swirling bluish gray, sometimes even with a tinge of purple. This sand or dust just beats past you guys. You can kind of feel it hitting your skin. You notice in the immediate area around you that there are other similar platforms just sort of floating nearby, as if you could probably jump to them with relative ease, and very close to you as you have entered through this area, you see in front of you what looks to be a large clock tower.
Ooh, that is so pretty.
Whoa.
Well, I guess that makes sense for the demi-plane of time.
Is the clock working?
You notice that this clock goes up some stories, or this tower, and you can see the face of the clock. The hands seem to be shifting and turning, sometimes going backwards and forwards. There seems to be debris nearby that sometimes breaks apart and then almost in reverse comes back together. There seems to be a rounded walkway that sort of just floats around the rest of the rocks here, that sort of encircles the base of the tower, that seems to have some type of just general two wooden door entrance in front of you. It's not hard to see. Through the tufts of this sand or dust that blows by, though slightly disguised by it, you're still able to see, hovering just above the tower itself, held in some type of what looks like a magical field, is the geodesic ship.
Oh,
Ship!
is that it? Is that it?
That's the ship! We found it!
Sure, you could make an Arcana check to see.
Okay. I don't have Arcana, but I'll try it. Well, that's a 5.
It looks like there's some type of magical field that shifts and occasionally sort of like scrambles a bit as some of these winds sort of buffet the sides of it. It almost looks as though you can see the very transparent look of what looks like clock faces. It seems to be shifting on the surface of this almost fully transparent, what looks like magical aura that surrounds the ship. But you have no idea what magic this may be, unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh, I have an idea. Glace will take out the crystal communicator and try to call the ship.
Glace, you pull it out and attempt to make contact with the ship. You all wait for a couple seconds. There is no response.
Oh, I don't like that.
It's
Maybe.
probably just being blocked.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I mean, we could try to teleport onto it, but...
No, it's gotta be blocked.
Is there like a door knocker on the door?
As you guys sort of like begin to follow these floating platforms to sort of like find the area that you need to kind of hop over to make it to the front door, you all feel the chrono charms attached to your wrists seem to be just subtly vibrating.
Oh yes, that's good, right?
It's working.
It's working.
Right? Yeah.
What's it working against again?
The chrono ticks that are trying to attack us.
Oh, okay, okay,
Right.
okay.
No.
Well, the powers of
Of them.
the inevitable.
These charms, Rayon says, will protect you from time magic.
What about Rayon? She doesn't have one.
No, but I'm a chronomancer myself.
Okay.
I have a feeling this Quarut, this creature, very well may be probably attempting to have us either catch ourselves in a loop or maybe even erase us by creating a paradox within. The chrono charms can help prevent that, but it only takes so much. We sort of just crafted what we could to get in here. Just remember, if something in the future happens, it needs to happen. If
Oh,
that makes any sense.
Hey, Rayon, how far in your diary did you get?
I read all the way.
Is there a happy ending or an ending at all for you?
I don't know that I should say, she says. Are you familiar with self-fulfilling prophecies?
No.
well, I don't claim to understand chronomancy, but perhaps we should let the future play out as it will.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Trying to warn you about something could be the very event that causes us to create it. Just know that we're meant to be here. I'll do whatever I can to make sure that you guys are free from this quartz dabbling in your timelines.
So, are we inside? Are we inside the clock tower now?
Not just yet. As you guys begin sort of like rock hopping over towards the front door, Rayon points up and says, "Can any of you see those?"
See what?
Can I do a perception?
Sure. I'll allow a perception check or an arcana check.
25.
21 perception.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, plus I can't see anything.
I'll make a check. 17, or sorry, 19.
Is that arcana?
Oh no, that was perception.
Perception, okay. What did Amron see? What was Amron's total?
22 Arcana.
Okay, and Glosse got something lower
Oh,
than that.
Glosse roll a 3, so.
Oh. Everyone, Aesop,
It's a 20.
you feel like you can just barely make it out, but unfortunately can't see exactly what the others are seeing. Glosse definitely just looks like the top of the tower. You think that maybe Rayon is pointing to the geodesic ship, and you're just like, of course, that's what we're trying to get to, Rayon. Everyone else, you see through the swirling mist, this tall tower at the very top seems to have these, sort of like a cathedral has the open slits at the sides that normally serve as windows of some type. These seem to be like slits of openings. And you can just make out through the glare and shine of the surrounding area what seems to be, it almost looks like thread or some type of silver cord that just runs from out in the distance and leads into these slits in the top of the cathedral. There are numerous amounts of them.
Maybe in, I don't know.
Emran, was your check a Arcana check?
Yeah.
Emran, you get the sense that these are what the denizens of the demi-plane of time, or this plane, they're what you would consider either timelines or lifelines of individuals.
Oh man, this is okay. Wow.
A huge number of these silver cords seem to be just sort of like coming from all directions from this surrounding just swirling mist and leading into the open slits at the top of the tower near the clock face.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm beginning to think that this is going to be a little bit harder than just getting your impounded ship back.
Oh, we have to find out why this thing wants your ship.
Well, it seemed to be they broke some sort of intergalactic laws, right? Seems like maybe it's punishment.
Well, I mean,
What was
it's
that song called?
complicated.
Oh.
Punishment for them? But why? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
I suppose you're right. There are other people on the ship. Why punish them as well?
it's got something to do with the ship itself.
I see.
I know a way we could find out. We can go inside.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
I like it.
You guys make another hop or two and find yourselves at the front entrance, the tall cathedral-like wooden doors that are like twice as tall as your standard doors, in a kind of archway at the top, confront you. There's two large, sort of like handles that are made of steel that you kind of like they're made of that sort of ring that you pull back and kind of knock or push open. Doesn't seem like there's any lock or anything on these doors.
I mean, it would be rude to just barge in.
Aesop walks up to the front door and raps on it with his cane.
You hear the echo of the knock. A couple seconds pass by and you hear the knock again.
Oh.
Like another echo, or like somebody's knocking from the other side.
Could be.
Open it.
All right. I push against it with the cane and see if it is like swings in or out.
Okay. You have to put some force into it because this seems like a pretty thick wooden door. But as you push, there's no there's nothing that stops the door from pushing open. As the door opens, it opens into a staircase that leads down about a half a floor down. And in front of you, you can see a room ahead.
That's awesome.
It seems to be a chamber of some type. From where you're standing, you can notice a few things of note in here. It seems to have some type of large brass hemisphere that's attached to the ceiling, although it's a little difficult to see since you're sort of at the top of the stairs that lead down a little bit. It looks somewhat polished and smooth, and it seems to be throwing back what appear to be warped reflections at you of the surrounding chamber. In the center of this medium-sized chamber, etched into green marble on the floor, is the image of an hourglass. And in the corners of the room, or close to the corners, you see 4 pillars that are symmetrically set about this chamber.
Step forward a little bit.
Can I roll a stealth while he's doing this? I'm scared.
Sure.
Can I see myself in the brass orb on the ceiling?
As you slowly step into the room, Aesop, you reach the base of the chamber floor here, and as you set a crow-like foot on the cold stone, you hear the sound of what sounds like some type of cloister bell coming from nearby. You peer up at this brass hemisphere and see yourself in your reflection, though a bit sort of like fisheye lens because of its circular nature.
Sure. I look back to the group. Seems fine?
Can I do an arcana check on the sphere?
Sure.
I'll assist.
I got a natural 20 on the assist.
Sick!
Oh, fuck.
Thanks, MVD.
Fascinating.
Oh my god.
Is this Amryn doing this?
Yeah, this is not Glacé doing an arcana check. This is Amryn.
Amron, as you step into this area here, we're going to change maps. This is going to be a dungeon in which I'm going to be showing you the rooms, but we're not going to necessarily have your tokens. There's going to be a bit of imagination here.
Imagination.
What the fuck? It's 2018, Jason.
It's a what?
It's 2018. I don't have time for imagination. Show me the visuals.
The steps that
cool.
lead down
Where's
into this
Aesop?
room, you can see
Dead.
Amron, Aesop, you guys would be entering from the right side into this room.
Okay.
Amron, as you make your check with the natural 20, you study this brass hemisphere and get the sense that, and maybe you've even seen it in your own travels in the past, that this seems to be like some type of arcane security camera.
Oh, I've definitely seen this kind of stuff in my past. A security camera, that is, not this.
You feel like
so
the thrumming of the cloister bell from nearby seems to be some type of alert that there is a different volume in the room than there normally would be.
well,
Huh.
no time for surprises. I'm gonna walk up to this hourglass thing and tap it with my cane and see if anything happens.
You tap it. It looks to be made of a relatively intricate green marble and has a very nice image of an hourglass set in it. Other than your tapping, nothing seems to be happening in this room.
I step on it.
You step on it. It's cold to your feet.
Oh, it's cold.
You can see in the distance what looks to be a corridor that has a few steps that lead down and seems to turn in a 90-degree angle up ahead of you, leading somewhere that you can't see.
Well, they know we're here. No time to dally, everyone. Let's get going. We're so
Yeah,
close.
Head to the stairs. Glacier's gonna check her hair in the security camera.
Okay. You guys are free to make whatever checks you'd like moving through this place.
Oh, can Amron try to say, Amron's gonna say hello to the orb and see if anything reacts or if anything answers back?
Amron, you see your distorted image in the brass hemisphere sort of waving, and you say hello. Other than the reflections of the surrounding Wyld crew, it doesn't look like anything else is active here. It just reflects the surroundings of the rest of the chamber here.
Oh, okay, well.
Nothing out of place.
I want to do a perception check, just in case, if there's, like, any weird invisible shit. Like...
Sure.
Oh, fuck me. Shit, that's not... I didn't...
I'm gonna do a perception check.
Okay. What was your check, Amron?
I rolled a 2,
Oh,
so...
fuck. Don't you have a plus to it at least?
It's not enough, Jason.
Okay.
I got a 21.
Ileana, searching about the room. On the north side of the room, about right up here, if you can see my ping.
Okay, yeah, I can.
You notice that there are some broken grout lines in the stonework that make up this area.
Can I use...
It almost looks like it's in the shape of a door.
Can I
Ooh.
tap on where... Or can I, like, where a doorknob should be? Can I look in that area?
You look in the area, it seems to be... It's very subtle, and it literally made the exact DC to notice it. So it would have been difficult for anyone to see. It looks to be sort of like, angular and carved in a door-like manner, but there's no, it seems to be hidden almost purposefully. There's no door handle or anything where you kind of are looking in that area.
Can I run my blade along the crevice that's, like, seems to have the broken ground, like all that area?
Sure, sure. You, as you're working your, like a dagger in there,
Mhm.
as you're working your dagger in there, you sort of like put an elbow up to the, you know, like the door area to just try and push the dagger in a little bit. You feel this set of stonework where the grout line is kind of broken that makes up this kind of facsimile of a door here. Although you get the sense that it may actually be, because it pushes in a little bit and gives just a little bit of a way, as if it could be pushed in some.
Can I push it in some?
Yeah. You push in more and reveal a room within that was hidden before.
Hey, room here.
Oh. We'll always do the secret first.
Ileona, you notice a small alcove here as you sort of push the door in and out of the way. Beyond is a black stone pedestal sitting on a very small room here, enough to fit, you know, a few people at most. On this black stone pedestal, it looks to be some type of interesting looking wand. It is clamped down on the stone pedestal and seems to be locked in place by 3 iron clamps.
Does it seem like something I could lockpick?
It certainly does.
Okay. Do I have to do each individual one?
Do you feel like you would need to pick each one, though?
Okay. I'll start with the top one.
Okay.
While she's doing this, can Amryn make an arcana check on the item?
Sure.
17?
You notice the head of this wand has what looks like it looks like your typical sort of wand, and then at the very top it sort of rounds out and what looks to be sort of like a cylinder like nature, and on the face on the front end, kind of seated on this black pedestal on at the top of this wand, seems to be sort of like the shape of individual marks that go around in a circle, and 2 opposed sort of like outset features that make it look like it has a clock face at the top. You have a feeling that this may be a wand that has something to do with time. With your check, I will also say that you definitely get the sense that because it's so close to the nearby locks, that it is definitely magically locked.
So maybe I can't lockpick it?
You certainly feel like you could try.
Could MVD, do you have anything where, like, I guess a check, like if I failed to my lockpick, that something bad might happen to me? Something magical, magic boy?
I can detect magic on your target, or I can offer you a little bit of guidance with your hands.
I'll take some guidance.
Okay. So, Yura's gonna hover on over, and we're gonna stand on either side of Ileona and kind of mumble a few things in Draconic about, well, you can do it if you try hard enough.
Alright.
And she'll gain 1d4 on an ability check one time.
Okay.
Okay.
What were you gonna say, babe?
Nothing.
Okay. Alright. Ileona,
Alright.
there's 3 locked iron clamps, but you feel like if you work them enough, maybe you could pop them all open and get whatever the hell this cool looking wand is.
I'll definitely be interested in that. Alright, so Thieves' Tools, and I'm gonna use that his plus
Sure.
4.
Sure. His D4.
D4.
You get a 1d4.
I have a D4 in my hand. Yeah.
One roll.
Oof. 14, 16.
You begin working the first iron clamp.
Mm-hmm.
It begins to sort of like pull open.
Mm.
And then with a snap, the clamp slams back down. And from one of the inset holes in the wall that you didn't see before, a frigid beam of blue-white light streaks out towards you. Hang on just a second here.
Give me a D10,000.
No. Does a 15 hit your armor class?
I don't think it does. It actually exactly hits it.
Oh, shit. You feel this blast of freezing cold air that just, like a streak, sprays right into your back, and you sort of recoil as you take... Hang on just a second here.
If it's a lot, I might have it.
21 cold damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
have it.
Okay, you like immediately feeling that a trap has gone off. You sort of quickly dodge roll out of the way, taking half of that. But you notice the iron clamp slam back down.
Okay.
Well, maybe if we're trying to get on this what was he called, a Quarut? Maybe if we're trying to get on his good side, maybe we don't steal from his home.
What if it ends up being something we need, though?
I suppose that's true. But it's his, right?
I don't know.
How are we going to prove that we're innocent if we're very patently guilty, considering there's a security camera literally right, like 5 feet away from us right now?
But why would he put this room here if he wasn't intending on anybody to go into it?
I mean, didn't you just barely find it? It looked pretty well hidden.
I mean, to your eyes.
Plumage ruffles up a little bit. Well, I suppose, but...
I mean, let me try one more time.
All right, it's your icy, frigid funeral.
If nothing happened, or if something happens again, I'll let it go.
All right.
Well, if this one has anything to do with controlling time or anything, and it's locked away in a secret room, I'm sure that if you successfully grab it and we meet up with the Quarut, he'll be perfectly fine with just letting you have it, right?
I mean, it could be something time-related where it doesn't matter if he knows I have it or not. It could be something that could end up saving our lives. Anyways, so I'm gonna do my second check.
I look to the security camera and say, I want it to be on the record that I do not approve of this.
Ileana's questions seem a bit perplexing, but you have a hard time finding fault with some of them.
I mean...
That's gonna be a 21 this time.
Ileana turns and begins working one of the 3 locked iron clamps. With a snap, the iron clamp opens, releasing. It seems as though you have successfully opened 1 out of the 3.
Great job.
I don't like this.
Alright, let's fucking go. Let's push my luck.
I wonder if they're all cold damage.
I hope they are, but let's see. Oh, 28.
Holy fuck. With a jolt of confidence, Ileana, seeing that this wand, in a whole other plane, trapped away in a time tower, could definitely be something that you don't see every day. You feel invigorated to continue on. You work the second one adeptly, and with a snap, the second locked iron clamp comes undone. One left.
Alright, boys, let's go. And Glosse and Amarin.
Does
And
Glosse
Rio.
have a... I mean, I shouldn't say anything as a DM, but does Glosse have anything that she can offer Ileona?
Glosse has a bardic inspiration, but I don't think.
Oh,
in this
I'll
situation-
do my inspiration.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, good. Nice.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
look at that big fat card.
no, it took up the whole space.
So, sure, yeah, that'll give you advantage on your next roll.
24.
With a final snap, Ileona, your eyes light up as the last iron clamp comes undone.
I don't like this.
Oh no, Ilana, we're gonna go to space jail if we get caught with that thing. The Quarut's gonna take us to space jail. And you too, Aesop, you're technically...
What? I am on the record as not approving of this. Possession is 9/10 of the law. She's going to space jail. And technically, Invidia as well for aiding her.
You just being here implicates you.
That does not implicate me. I am on the record. I am not okay with this. I'm looking at the security camera when I'm saying all of this.
Maybe they don't have audio.
You're culpable. Absolutely.
I wave my hands like no, I don't like this.
I even though he's not here, I look over to Rinkaz and wink.
Rinkaz says, "I'm all for this. Let's grab this thing."
Wink.
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 Stop winking!
When I go to grab it, wait, can I do a perception before I go to grab it?
Sure.
Okay. That's a 25.
Holy shit.
You take a second after having been blasted in the back by a sharp streak of cold from some type of magic trap, you assume at this point. You study the room, just making sure, and feel like whatever there was holding this wand in place safely has been deactivated by you successfully opening all 3 clamps.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay, you grab this wand. And now you have it.
Thank you.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You certainly
too, but
feel
let's
like
fucking
it
go.
is magical, but as with any other magic item that you guys don't know the details about, a identify spell or a short rest spent studying the item will tell you the details about it.
Yeah. I'll pass it over to Nvidia and be like, if you had some time, I want to know a little bit more about this thing.
Ileona hands you this wand, Nvidia, that looks like it has sort of like a clock face at the top of it.
Fascinating. I'll study it as soon as I can.
You sort of grab it and stash it in one of your packs.
Alright, well, that was fun. I'm going to lead up the stairs.
Down the stairs.
Down the stairs.
You do so. You guys kind of leave the little alcove there that was hidden behind the wall and make your way towards the further side of the room. As you guys make your way down there, it leads down by a couple steps similar to this area that you initially went into and turns the corner. As you peer around the corner, I believe, is this Amarin kind of heading down that way?
Yeah.
The corridor ends at what looks to be a polished, gleaming iron door that doesn't seem to have any type of handle or keyhole. Although, adjacent on the west wall, close to it, there seems to be what looks like a 1-inch thick iron bar that sort of sticks out of the wall.
Arcana check on it, I guess?
Sure.
23.
You take a second to try and sense any magic with this bar or the iron door itself, and don't sense any.
Can I do a perception?
Sure.
21.
You peer around. Are you looking for anything in specific?
Not really.
Are all of you guys kind of heading down into this corridor along with the rest of the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As the rest of you guys head down that way, kind of leaving the initial chamber, the cloister bell that you heard nearby dissipates. As you look around, Ileana, you don't see any other things that stick out besides the gleaming iron door up here and the on the west wall, kind of close to it, the iron bar.
Okie dokie.
Is it like a knocker or a...
It just looks like a sort of like a pole or bar that just kind of sticks out of the wall itself.
I mean, okay. Can we push it in or something?
Sure. Who does it?
Cameron.
Okay. You push it inward, and you can hear coming from behind the wall what sounds like some type of spring-loaded mechanism.
I want to duck. I want to duck.
You see Ileana behind you ducking. You see this iron bar, or this kind of pole coming out of the wall. As you kind of push it in, it actually begins to recede into the wall. From behind you guys, there seems to be some type of a flash of white light from the room above, as the wall at the top of the stairs behind you guys, the stairs quickly grinds over, closing you guys into this corridor.
Okay.
No.
There's
It's fine.
loud click, and the metal door in front of you guys eeks open.
You guys are fucking instant freaking out.
It's very cramped in here.
Oh.
The
okay.
room ahead, as you guys peer into it, seems to be roughly, as you sort of like peer through the now open doorway, almost like what you assume to be maybe easily 100+ feet in height. It seems to be a large square room, and as you look up, you don't see any ceiling. The walls just sort of reach upward, and after 50-60 feet, you're guessing, it seems to be just obscured into pure darkness.
Ooh. Hello?
Oh yeah.
In each corner... go ahead, Ileana.
I was just gonna say, shouldn't I be able to see up further than that?
For some reason, you do not know.
Okay.
In each corner of the room, there is a plate of thick glass that seems to be covering a recessed section of the floor. In each of these 4 cells, there seems to be a swirling mist within that just sort of buffets the glass sides.
I can't check that shit, fam.
Sure.
16.
You use an arcana check as you sort of take a step into this room, Amron, and it's almost as though whatever is within these glass platings at the corners of the room, as this swirling mist or dust sort of buffets the side of the glass, you can occasionally almost see the vague silhouette of what looks like a humanoid.
Oh.
This seems to be some type of creature within.
Oh. Wyld? Does it seem like to know that to be like aware that we're here? I like put my hand up to the glass to see what it does.
You put your hand up to the glass, and reaching through the mist, although heavily obscured by this dust or sand and this swirling mist, you can still see what looks to be a scaly hand touching the glass.
Scaly hand.
Scale it, boys. Scale it, boys.
Can I will attempt it, I guess. Can you come closer? Can you hear me?
As you say this, Amryn,
I'm dead.
you hear the make a perception check, actually.
It's not bad. What is her perception though? I keep on scrolling up and down perception. She's okay. 17.
Amryn.
Oh
You
god.
guys.
Amryn, this voice sounds familiar. Make a history check.
Oh no.
A scaly boy. Oh well, I want to use. I'm gonna use lucky because I rolled a 1.
Okay.
A history check. That's an unnatural 20.
Ooh.
The cadence of the voice, Amryn, makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. Seeing the scaly hand touching the glass, it looks as though it is of some dragonborn type.
Oh no!
It sounds like buckthorn.
No!
Okay, you guys see Amryn like put her face and hands up to the glass. What? That can't be. That can't be. I'm like looking in the glass to like see if I can see him better.
You guys all see this?
Can I roll something to tell if she's getting like
I'm insane.
like this is clearly not real. Like that's some sort of figment.
Bamboozle.
You can make a nature, or you can make a arcana check. This place seems pretty highly magical.
I guess I'll do Arcana, but I don't have anything really in Arcana.
The rest of you guys certainly see what's happening with Amryn over in the, we'll say, left corner of the room, left bottom corner.
Do we also see the hand?
Yeah, you guys do see the hand. You guys also do make note of the far wall at the other end of this room. There seems to be another pristine iron door.
Are we waiting for Ilana?
I rolled a 12. I wrote it in chat.
What type of check are you doing, Ilya?
Arcana.
Similar to Amryn's check, you feel like these are some type of, maybe even denizens of this plane inside these glass areas here.
Right. Buckthorn's dead. It obviously cannot be him. This is just messing with me. It's you guys.
It's... If this is taking the form of a dead friend of yours, perhaps this is some sort of creature trying to trick you using your memories.
I put true sight on. I've like put my goggles on. I look through the glass.
Ooh,
Can
that's
you
cool.
tell me what true sight does exactly?
Let's see.
Just so I can make sure and give you the best details of what you see.
I wish it would give me a description of it. Hold on, I'll get you true sight 5.
See in normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceives the original form of a shape changer.
Yeah, I knew it was OP like that or something. Like,
Oh, and you can see in the ethereal plane. That's
nice.
it does everything.
As you put on your goggles, Amryn, the visage of Buckthorn seems to dissipate, and you just see this swirling mass with this shadow within, and just perceive two what look like piercing lights that look like eyes coming from within.
Tricky. Disgusting.
What do you see?
It's obviously not Buckthorn. It's just I don't know what this creature is. Can I do, I guess a nature check?
Sure.
Ah, fuck, Amryn. Amryn doesn't know. That's gonna be a 6.
You feel like these are probably, because the makeup of whatever you could call their forms are, the mist or this dust swirling around looks very similar to the outside world of the demi-plane of time, or the outside plane. You get the sense that they're probably native to this plane, but are not sure the exact details of what these creatures are.
Great. For now, I'm gonna call it a chrono mimic. Don't trust it.
Oh, it's as we suspected then. It's a trick. Well, we must be on our guard then.
Yeah. So, what else is in this room?
You see in the other corners of the room, there are also 3 accompanying plates of thick glass that are covering a recessed section of the floor. It looks to be 3 other potential versions, or separate versions, or other versions of this creature within each. At the far end, on the far wall, kind of at the north end here, you see another pristine iron door.
These aren't doors right here?
No, they're not. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well,
let's keep going and see what other nonsense comes out of this.
Can I do a perception to see if there's anything hidden in this room?
Sure.
25.
25. Oh, fuck. You look about this room, Ileona. In the far corner of the room, the far right corner, if you can see where I'm peeing, in one of the glass chambers, there is a swirling mist inside, but with your check you can almost make the silhouette out within. It looks short and stubby. It has what looks like a backwards hat, and his body seems to be made of a brightly colored metal plating. This almost looks like AG.
Oh. But that can't be AG. AG's on the ship, and we saw the ship isn't here.
It puts 2 hands on the glass and stares directly at you. As if it's trying to say something, but you can't hear it from here.
Can I see its eyes and everything, like its face and everything?
You can just barely make it out because this swirling mist sort of just like surrounds the entire form.
But Amryn said that these things aren't real. That can't be AG. And I want to walk closer to it.
You begin walking closer. As Ileona is headed that way, you guys hear what sounds like a snapping of rock or debris coming from above, and see large chunks of rocks falling from the darkness above you guys.
Whoa! What?
I need each of you to make me a dexterity saving throw as these pieces of rocky debris crash into the ground around you guys.
Oh, come on. Aesop.
Mine is 16.
I'm back. Sorry.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Amron.
Oh, what? And Glosse?
And Glosse. As
Yeah,
pieces
Ilana
of
thought
rock fall down from the darkness above.
Were you there when Ilana thought that she saw AG?
No.
But it's pretty clear, like, it's one of these things.
Is it?
Oh, I.
Plain
Is
more
it-
tricks on
Oh.
us.
Is it?
Alright.
Oh.
Do you want one for Jira?
Yes, please, everybody.
Oh, we're doing a dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Glosse fucking killed this. Amron.
So, what did Amron get?
14.
What did Sun Kong get?
16.
What did Aesop get?
14.
Rinkaz got a 12. What did Glosse get?
24.
Oh, fuck. What did Ileona get?
23.
Ooh, fuck. What did Envidi get? 18. And what about Jira?
12.
All of you successfully dodge out of the way of the falling debris.
Nice.
Amron, you just push yourself sort of like away from the glass, like pushing where your hand was touching the glass, kind of like back onto the floor as a large piece of rock smashes into the glass, breaking it.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. That's probably not good. That thing. Does the thing look like it died from that, or?
Seemingly undeterred, as if the rock just passed through its form, it almost looks down at you with just two beams of light for its eyes. And with a swirling mist of dust or sand, dissipates away.
Oh. And
What the
Justina didn't want to fight?
What the?
But it was.
Can I get a closer look at these rocks? Like,
Sure.
I think we should get out of this tunnel or this tower if there's going to be rocks dropping on us. Guess.
What
nature check?
initiated the rocks dropping?
You just saw them falling above from the darkness above you
So,
guys.
17 on nature for the rocks.
Okay, yeah, you take a couple seconds to study the black rocks here that have kind of fallen and are strewn about here, Aesop. There doesn't seem to be anything particularly engaging or interesting about them. They just have sort of like a dark blackish makeup. And
I don't
came
like
from
this
above.
place. Let's continue forwards before more rocks drop on us.
Yeah, let's open the next door.
Is the one that's holding AG still okay?
Yeah, you see a couple rocks, like smaller debris that kind of fell around, and you even see like a couple like very tiny rocks sort of sitting at the top of the glass chamber that it's in, but nothing seems to have broken it. But AG still sits now a little bit more clear as the mist swirls around him, with two hands up to the glass staring at you.
Can I touch the glass and be like, AG, where are you?
You put a hand up to the glass. Make a perception check.
Okay. Oof, that's a bad roll. 12?
You hear, almost whispering through the thick glass, Ileona, get out.
But why? I need to come save you.
Get me out.
How the fuck do I get you out of here, AG?
You see him pull back one of his sort of metal, fingerless hands, since he has his upgrade from Kaz into more of like a mitt-like form, and he just slowly, almost in slow motion, kind of pounds on the glass.
Guys, I gotta get AG out of here.
And Leona, that's not AG.
That's AG.
Look,
I know
it
my
is-
AG. He's
it is not
stuck
AG.
in here. He's stuck in here, guys.
That's not AG.
This is an illusion. They're trying to trick us. We have to get out of this room.
What do you guys do?
Is there anything holding me here, Jason? Like, this isn't like some sort of like mind control shit, right?
No, you don't feel anything trying to affect your mind.
I guess I would tell AG that I'll be back when we get the ship. Even though this is the first time I've seen AG in a really long time.
You see the covered form of the swirling Miss AG kind of within. You kind of catch glimpses of him as it swirls around. He seems to be shaking his head no at you.
No, what?
He pulls a hand back and slowly kind of taps the glass as if he's pounding on it, but in slow motion.
Well, when Amarin hit the glass hit by her, it didn't do anything. It won't do anything for you, AG.
It's not AG.
You're talking to some chrono monster in a tube right now.
And you won't be back because when we get the ship back, you'll be reunited with the real AG. We should continue.
Ileana, you see the form of AG. As your teammates speak to you, he slowly turns his head towards them and stares their way.
I mean, I'm just role-playing what I would do.
That's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
Okay.
I guess Glacé will try to.
Come on, sweetie. It's okay. We're gonna find the real AG once we get to the ship.
And try to like, make pat Ileana on the back and kind of nudge her away from the glass, telling her that we'll find the real AG and stuff.
Glacé, make a perception check.
That's a 7, Pam.
You see, you are uninterrupted as you make this speech to Ileana.
Okay.
Ignorance is bliss.
I'm just gonna be there, like shaking and like holding the glass. But AG's right here, and if we get him out, then maybe we can save him. And I waited all this time, and now he's here, and now we can save him.
You think that this AG that you're looking for, is going to be behind door number 2 once we walk in this giant clock tower place in the temporal plane? And I mean, the other tubes have chrono monsters in them. Why would this tube have something different?
I mean, yours just had nothing in it. It was just air.
I saw a dead friend.
We all saw it.
We did see that guy, but I didn't see anything when he left. I mean, I was looking at AJ probably. All right. Just to keep the story going, I'm gonna walk away from the AG that's in here.
It's all right. We'll find the real one.
Sort of stealing yourself from seeing the sight of what appears to be AG in the glass, sort of like rectangular corner of the room. You look to the far end, seeing that you're kind of close to it now, and see the large iron door at the north end of the room. You notice now that you're a bit closer that there is a lever style handle adjacent to the steel door on the wall.
Let's pull that shit.
Yeah.
Who pulls it?
I'm gonna pull it this time.
Yeah, Aesop, do it.
Aesop, you reach up to pull this lever style handle. It gives way, but you feel a singeing into your hands as it is extremely hot, please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, Aesop!
Oh no!
Little bird hands.
I'm going to let the rest of you do it from now on. All right. Constitution saving throw. Oh, that's an 11.
Nice.
No, that's not nice.
No?
That's probably gonna fail.
The lever pulls, but you singe your hand for an amazing 3 fire damage.
Ow!
As the
Hot.
doorway opens up into a long hallway, a blistering waft of heated air hits all of you.
Oh, that's lava! That's lava!
Beyond the doorway appears to be a hellscape. It almost looks as though it's a natural cave tunnel that ascends. However, instead of a floor, there's a pool of lava. You would assume the direction of the lava would be flowing down towards you, but instead it flows up.
This has to be another illusion, but I'm not about to just jump on in.
Arcana check.
Occasionally a bubble builds and bursts, spraying the walls and ceilings with a glowing yellow and orange, and fills your guys' nostrils with a fragrant sulfur.
17.
Imran, you throw a head. I'm assuming this is Imran, right?
Yeah.
You throw a hand towards this area, trying to sense if this is some magical effect. And sense nothing.
No, that's lava.
No, this has to be some sort of powerful magic. Aesop takes out a torch and throws it into the room.
You light a torch and toss it.
Oh, I don't even light it. I just
throw
the unlit torch in the room.
Throw it towards this reverse river, kind of ascending a couple feet as it ascends up and sort of takes a 90-degree angle off somewhere where you can't see. As the wood that makes up the torch hits the lava, it bursts into flames.
Oh no, it's not illusion.
Especially from your distance, Aesop, you feel the beating heat. It's almost unbearable being this close to it.
Can we close the door?
As you think about that, Amarin, or maybe even ask the party that, you guys all hear the beating wings of something coming from above.
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
A familiar figure begins to fly down towards you guys.
Oh, this guy.
As you guys look on, seeing flying, descending from the darkness.
Gladius! Or whatever his name was.
Yes, looks to be Gladius. The Wyld Knot from a different party that you guys met, or rather, Rinkaz first met on Halcyon to deliver a message to Brass Bell while they were out on their voyages. And I think the rest of you guys met both him and another person in his party later on as they were riding around on some comet steeds at a wild site, I believe. He flies down and says, "Greetings, friends."
Hail and well met.
Wait. How do we know that this is actually this person that you know? I've never seen this person before.
It's been some time, Wyld Knot. Hopefully you remember me, Gladius.
Okay, Gladius, how are you here?
That's a long story. I intend to tell you. But I believe you have a bit of a issue ahead of you.
Uh-huh.
He turns,
Lava.
pointing at the lava.
Uh-huh.
You've helped me in the past. He kind of touches a talon to his beak, thinking for a moment, and then turns you guys and says, "I'd be willing to repay the favor."
While this is happening, I want to get like super close and do like a nature check and just to see like this is Amryn. While she, like you guys are talking, I want to just make sure that this thing is really a bird man and not a fucking chrono monster. 19?
Amarin, you peer on. Gladius gives you a bit of a smirk from the side of his beak and just sort of stands firm and allows you to study him for a second.
I narrow my eyes and ask him in Orin how he met the rest of them.
Responding to you, Aesop, in Orin himself, he tells you how he met, pointing over at Rinkaz on Halcyon, and sort of recounts a bit of the story, saying that he hasn't seen you before. You must be new to the party.
And he appears to be a genuine, like, this isn't like an illusion. Like,
he
this is...
holds up a feathery arm your way, Amarin, kind of seeing that you're inspecting him.
Go ahead.
Oh.
You must be new yourself.
Yep. Yeah, you could say that. So, how are you? How are you? I'm gonna look at his arm and see if he has a bracelet that, you know, the chrono charm.
He does not appear to have one.
How is this not affecting you?
What's that?
This place.
Oh, this place certainly has affected me.
Oh, okay. Now, how did you get here?
I will tell you, but I should probably take you across here first.
Why the hurry?
No hurry. I suppose I could tell you, he says with a bit of a smirk.
This cheeky fucking bird better tell us.
Rink
'Cause
has
he's super sus.
asked me some time ago to deliver a message to a brass bell on an outpost on Relica. When I did, I noticed that brass bell seemed to be on the outskirts of the outpost, speaking to an enigmatic figure. When I approached to ensure that everything was fine, he mentioned his name was Zenshi.
Oh, it's a shame Rinkaz isn't actually here for this.
I know.
Seeing that there could be some trouble, I attempted to protect Brass Bell, but found myself trapped here in this tower.
And nothing's come after you?
Not yet.
How long have you been here?
I believe I've been here for, well, I suppose it's a bit relative here on the demi-plane of time. But from what I've been told, I believe it's been 6 or so months.
What?
Who were you told by?
He smiles.
I really shouldn't say.
You really, really should say.
Yeah, tell us.
You.
Oh, how many times have you seen us here?
Once.
Once before, or?
Correct.
Oh, dear.
Wait,
Wait a
did you
minute.
see us with Aesop and Amarin?
Correct.
And it was after you helped us get past the lava, right?
Again, I don't know much about time magic. Or this lair. But
Can I do a true sight to see if there's anything on him?
Please do.
Sure.
I want to check his back for a chrono tick.
Oh.
You put on the goggles of true sight. There is a large, what looks to be sword sheath on his back, though it is very angular and large. It's like a large rectangular made out of stonework and intricately carved on the sides. it brims with a magic instead of the actual sword contained within itself. Elsewise, you see nothing on him, including anything on his back.
Oh, so it revealed nothing?
You don't see
Other
a
than-
chronotick.
Okay. Huh.
This definitely does seem unusual, but if your goggles don't reveal anything troubling, then I suppose we could trust this feathered friend.
I just hope he's not trapped here.
If he is, we could get him out.
I intend to go with you. I would like to escape this place,
Gladius says.
Can we ask him about the tubes with the things inside of them? If he knows anything about those?
The tubes, what are you talking about?
The things that Blackthorn was in, that AG is in.
Oh, he turns to look at them.
I don't know what's inside these, but they make my feathers stand a bit on end, personally. Then again, this whole place seems to do that. Is everyone of your party here accounted for?
Head count.
Yeah, is everyone here? I'm assuming everyone's here.
I mean, I'm here.
Then I would assume that nothing good can come from whatever is within those things. Just my personal feelings, of course.
Well, so how are you going to get us all across this hallway of lava?
I'm an Aarakocra.
He says, kind of pointing a finger at his large golden wings behind him.
Jealous.
Oh, it's okay. It's that one day. Okay. Well, I don't mind going first if everyone is okay.
I want to go last.
Okay.
Sure, well, I'll go second, I suppose.
I'll go whenever.
Gladius. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I walk over to Nvidi and I have Jira follow
Oh, yeah.
closely so he can scout things out.
It was my idea.
It was.
So, Amron, you going first?
Yeah.
He, with a large thrush of his wings, the air beats against your faces. He lifts into the air and gently but firmly grasps your shoulders and kind of underneath your arms with two large talonous feet and picks you up off the ground and pulls you through the tunnel, keeping enough height above the lava to keep you safe. He heads north. And you see now that the tunnel moves 90 degrees, or is turned 90 degrees, and you see that the lava tunnel here bends around a corner, and then some 30 feet upwards, the tunnel ends through a hole that seems to provide access to what looks like a large cave ahead. Within sort of a skinny walkway, at least an area where the ground is rocky enough and removed from the lava to set you down, you see Gladius kind of let your feet touch the rocky cavernous floor.
Okay. Thanks.
I'll get the rest of your friends, he says as he swoops away.
It's pretty dark up ahead, Amron.
Oh. I think I have something for that, but I'll wait for everybody to get here.
Okay. So if no one else has like any particular things that they need to do with this guy, he kind of makes sure to grab each of you and begins to move you over.
I'll go next. I'm gonna go next.
He grabs Aesop and flies you over. You see Amron on the other side, and he kind of lets you softly onto the ground.
Thank you.
He grabs.
Boss, I would probably kick and scream.
Okay. You guys hear a shrill voice as Gladius turns the corner of the glacé. You're not making this any easier, Gladius says.
I'm alive! I'm alive! You didn't drop me!
He gets the rest of the party and drops you guys off. He kind of pats Rinkaz on the shoulder and says, "It's good to see you again." And they probably share a few words. Probably.
You know, Aesop, why don't you start working with creatures like Aarakocra and Tinkiku creatures? You know, researching with them. Maybe you guys could come up with a solution to your...
It's an avenue I've lightly explored before with no significant results, but it's always worth revisiting your old research.
Who has dark vision?
I have 60 feet.
Ooh. I have 120.
Those of you who are not thrown off by darkness with your abilities are able to see a large kind of cavernous area here.
Oh, I have goggles of the night. I can see shit.
Okay, so then, is that Amron?
Yeah, Glacé is in the dark.
Okay. Gladius kind of joins with you guys. You guys look ahead and see a large kind of cavernous area here. You hear some subtle clicking noise, and occasionally across the walls and a bit on the ceiling, you guys see what look to be some type of bug crawling along.
Oh. Chronotix?
As you peer on, especially you, Ileona, looking at some of these creatures, they kind of look familiar.
Do history.
Sure.
Ugh, I don't know how good this is going to be. Let me see. 10.
It seems kind of familiar to you as you kind of look into this cavern, seeing some of them chittering. Their bodies, now that you're able to get a closer look at them as you take a step or two forward into the cavern, you notice that their body is made of metal. You remember like you ran into one of these before, but it seemed to be, I don't know, a long time ago, at the start of your adventure here in the Twixt.
I remember.
I don't.
They're about the same size as Nvidia you're familiar. So a couple feet in both directions. They kind of chitter on the wall.
Ew.
And click
Did
around.
you have a nasty little bug like that in a bottle?
I did. Is this? But that was a chrono tick. That's what I gave to. What's his face? The nerd guy. On
X23.
yeah, X23, and then that's what he used.
You
wasn't
can easily tell that these do not look similar to the
it?
Chronotics.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
The Chronotics had
Um,
more of like a silver alloy makeup to their bodies and almost looked like scarabs, as opposed to these that almost look like metal cockroaches.
Weren't these? Didn't you find these in the Modron place, Leona?
The Modron place. Probably. It may have been smoke some fucking weed, I remember. I truly, Jason, I don't remember what the
That's
fuck
fine.
this is
That's
at all.
with your check, that's fine. It seems a long time ago. Along the area here, those who aren't impeded by the darkness also see on a marble, I believe you pronounce it dais, in the middle of this cave is a delicate-looking device. It appears to be a single sheet of fabric stretched in a spiral manner across wooden ribs which protrude radially from a central post, very similar to Da Vinci's helicopter, if you will.
What the fuck is this place?
It's kind of in the middle of the cave here. As you sort of round the bend here, around the corner, as you can see on the map, you notice at the southern wall, there's another iron door.
Oh, this must be something to unlock? Like a key or like a doorknob to that door, maybe?
Maybe.
Arcana check?
Sure.
17?
You get the feeling that this device is certainly magical in nature. And I'll say, what'd you get? 17?
Yeah.
Make either a perception or a history check.
Let's do history. Does it look like wind would affect it at all? History is what is history? Sorry. An unnatural 20.
With your history check, it kind of reminds you of like a winding staircase, in a way. Although, it certainly is abstract in its nature. It looks pretty weird.
Maybe we need to move it like it's going down. We're all going down.
Perhaps.
Is that something we can try?
That's up to you. You can try anything.
I'm gonna try it. Fuck it.
What do you do as you step up to this weird device?
Does it look like it has a handle on it?
Doesn't look like any handle, although the top, the wooden rod in the center leading up to the top seems as though you could just like place a hand on it and spin it either clockwise or counterclockwise.
Does it look like a slide, or does it look
Yeah,
like
it kind of looks like a slide, or like I said, it looks like maybe an abstract staircase. Either one.
Can I take a copper piece and put it like on the top and see what it does?
Cool.
You do. You notice as it sort of sits on the top of this piece here that it's really just sort of like sitting on this fabric, and it slides a couple feet and then comes to a stop.
Oh. Well.
Certainly seems like it would descend if you kept flicking on it.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna take my copper piece back.
Okay.
And maybe it's affected by magic. Does Sun Kong have any like wind moves or anything?
I do not.
Okay, let's go ahead and twist this then.
Twist it.
Do you twist it clockwise or counterclockwise?
Let's see. Downward. We want to go forward, so let's do clockwise.
You begin
good
to
idea.
twist. How long do you twist?
Not very. I'll twist it like just like, I don't know, like a good. Give it a good rotation around like once,
Okay.
and see if that does anything.
As you do, there's no resistance, and kind of just as you're like gripping the top of the like wooden rib that's in the center and kind of twists it, and it begins to sort of twist around in a little bit of a hypnotizing way because it's a spiral. You don't hear anything other than these weird brass insects on the walls begin to chitter a little bit. You can hear the sound of what sounds like gears and clockwork.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Other than that, nothing seems to happen.
I don't want to keep on messing with this thing if it's...
Maybe it's something we can come back to when we learn more.
Can we try to push open the door?
Yeah, there's an iron door to the south of you guys that you can kind of see there.
All right, let's investigate that.
Okay. You guys sort of not trying to, I'm assuming, disturb the weird creatures on the walls and making your way south to the iron door. Step up to it. Who tries to open it?
Not me.
I will this time.
Yeah!
Sun Kong, you want to try?
Sure.
Sunkong, you, what do we say, like, place a shoulder to the door to try to, like, push it open?
Yeah. Why not?
It doesn't seem to budge. You now notice that inset where a handle would be, there seems to be a area where you would fit a key. Maybe this door is locked.
Seems to be locked.
Let's. What happens when you turn the little anything in the opposite direction?
Let's try it. Turn it counterclockwise.
You do so. The brass insects on the wall chitter louder this time.
I don't like these insects.
Besides that, you hear the subtle sound of the bubbling lava from the room before, but otherwise don't hear much of anything else.
Can I look at the insects and see if any of them look like keys?
You look to each of them. They almost remind you of a cockroach in their makeup, but none of them really have the look of a key per se.
Oh, damn. I got this.
You notice there's about 5 in this room, kind of 2 on the northern wall, 2 close to the southern wall, and then 1 kind of crawling around the ceiling of the cavern.
Can I grab one and see what it does?
They're a little bit above you, so you could try jumping and grabbing one, but you need to give me some type of like acrobatics or athletics.
Sure, but I'll try that. I mean, I wanna. We'll do let's do acrobatics.
Okay, so you're trying to. We'll say that you're trying to like put a foot against the wall and push up to kind of snatch one.
14.
You push a foot up to the wall and go to grab it one, and you are able to grab it. It chitters and moves around erratically as the others all quickly shift towards your direction and jump off the walls. And what looks to be a formation of attack.
Oh, I'll let it go. I'll let it go.
I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, Glossy got a 20.
Quit wasting your 20s.
I know.
I should have just left these fucking bugs alone. I'm sorry.
Oh fuck, there's so many of you. We're gonna have our first combat with no tokens.
The theater of the mind.
Yeah.
I got a 1.
Oh!
Oh fuck.
Can I swap? Oh, no, I used my fucking card. God damn it.
Let's get some initiatives for these bugs.
Let's splat some bugs.
I'm gonna grab some water real quick.
Get some water, buddy.
You'll need it.
Jason, I can see the checkers, the background of
The floor?
yeah.
What'd you do, draw this map, Jason? Looks like
There's
shit.
there's some checkers on there.
Just kidding.
There's some checkers.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Dang. In other news, I finished my scarf. I just have to do the border.
Oh hell yeah.
In other news, did y'all see the DM for the Twitch stream?
Yeah.
Looks sick.
Oh, let me see.
I'm a sexy
Oh.
alien girl.
And
God.
other news. Slim fucking sucks.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
His internet is down. So,
Oh, that's
Fuck you, Spectrum.
Sue Spectrum.
it's on the autism spectrum.
Everybody check your initiatives and make sure I didn't accidentally override anybody's.
I'm overridden. Actually, am I even on here? Oh.
Oh my god, that's a lot of bugs.
There's 5 of them.
Somebody have a flamethrower?
Glosse is up first. I hear someone in the living room. So Glosse, I'll give it a second.
Oh my god. Bug Queen got up.
Probably need a refresh turnover. Has Liana in between me and Nvidia for 1.
We can keep it that way.
Let's do this ending. Glosse, are you back? Oh no, I hear a door closing. Hang on. Wait for it.
What? I'm sorry, I'm back.
You're up.
Glace.
We'll say that you guys are, like I said, if you will watch me pinging, there seem to be some 2 bugs over there, 2 bugs over there, and then a bug over on the ceiling. We'll say that Amarin, you kind of went over here next to the southern area to try and grab one of those 2. The rest of the party is sort of like closer down south to the iron door. So that's where you are, Glosse. This cavern isn't too large. We'll say that you could pretty much move to any area that you'd need to if you needed, like, even melee any of these guys. But I know you don't do that, but kind of free reign.
Well, Glosse doesn't have to move.
Yeah.
She hates disgusting bugs, even if they are mechanical. So, she's going to use Frenzied Bolt.
Alright.
We're gonna do the south bug first. What is this again? Sorry.
This will be lightning if it hits.
I rolled a 19, so I'm assuming that hits.
Oh, that hits.
It's gonna be lightning damage, and I get to roll again.
Which one are you targeting?
The lowest bug, the south bug.
Okay. The one that Amber went to try and grab.
Yeah, 3d8.
Okay.
Okay. So 18.
You smash into it with a ball of freezing cold that ricochets off of it. It
I
sputters.
thought you said it would be lightning damage.
Or I'm sorry, lightning damage, sorry.
So it's gonna go to the next bug.
Okay.
15?
15 hits.
10?
The lightning orb smashes into the other one against the wall. It jitters and contorts, shaking erratically from the bolt.
And I get to roll again.
Fuck.
Oh, it's 6. Okay, I rolled a 16.
Well, that's gonna hit.
And another 10.
It smashes into. Is this the one that's in the middle of the room on the ceiling that you're hitting?
I'm assuming it went from this one to this
so
one.
There's to really paint a picture.
Oh, okay. What it does, it goes from the closest one to the next one. So that's what it's doing.
So it ends, we'll say, it hit the one that Amron was closest to, this one, and then bounced over to the one next to it, and then finally bounced to the one hitting it on the ceiling.
That works.
How much damage?
10.
It jitters and shakes from the electrically charged lightning attack as it kind of smashes into it.
I will give, we'll give Sun Kong Bardic Inspiration for fun.
Nice, okay.
I'm done.
Next up are these bugs. One of them begins to crawl down the cavernous wall, making its way towards Amron.
Yeah.
It sort of launches up, attempting to bite you, Amron.
I mean, essentially, I deserve this.
For 10 versus AC.
Nah, it doesn't hit me.
It fails. With a bonus action, you watch as its form seems to just dissipate.
What?
Oh. I really do want one of these as a sample, though.
The other one crawls your way, Amron, and attempts to bite. Or, ooh, rolled a natty 20!
That doesn't hit. Sorry, that doesn't hit
A
me.
natty 20!
Does it choose to draw a card or?
Hell yeah.
No, creatures in my game, when they critically hit you, they do not draw a card. However,
Well, go ahead.
what's that, Gloss? Or Amron? What?
You roll a natural 20, so I'm not good. You go ahead.
Okay. Can you roll me a d6, please?
Yeah. That's a 4.
It bites into your right leg, Amron. You take disadvantage on ability checks. Oh, sorry, your right arm, rather. You take disadvantage on ability checks using your right arm. This is an injury.
What?
Oh,
This is
shit.
gonna be what? Oh, this
Yeah, you got
sucks.
injured.
I do injuries on critical hits.
Oh yeah, I had a couple of those for a while.
Yeah, you did. And it bites you for 5 piercing damage. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
It's hard. Let me go down my token because I want to keep track of my shit. You know. Sorry. I'm assuming I would be at 93. For fuck's sake.
Oh, can you guys see your tokens?
93.
I can see mine.
Okay, good. We'll keep them down at the bottom then.
Okay, so
There we go.
5. I'm trying to change it. You keep on
sorry.
fucking moving it, Jason.
I didn't know you guys saw
What
them.
did you want me to do? A con save?
A Constitution saving throw,
God
please.
damn. I rolled a 19, so that's gonna be a plus. That's gonna be a 25.
Okay.
Is that enough, Jason?
Yeah. You feel a singeing energy pulse through its bite, but are able to stave off whatever ill effects it would have done to you. This bug disappears. Rinkaz is up. He aims at the one close to you, Amron, that he can see, and fires a shot. And hits. Amron, the one that you sort of like erratically released from your hand, just explodes.
Good.
From a loud blast from Rinkaz's rifle. He reloads and takes another shot. This one misses. You kind of hear another shot ring out as some of the cave wall is blown away by a bullet that went a little wide. He's done.
Good old
Aesop,
Rinky-Dink.
you're up.
Yeah, seeing that Glacé's getting fucking swarmed. Wait, is it Glacé or Amron? Sorry.
Amron.
Amron.
Sorry. It's hard because you're playing two characters.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Seeing that Amron's getting swarmed by these things, Aesop's gonna run to the last one that's adjacent to Amron.
Okay.
And I think he's gonna slice his hand open with his cane to like crystallize his blood into cold damage. And I'm gonna slice at this bug.
Get him.
here.
Get him.
14 to hit.
That hits.
Sweet. And a follow-up is 25 to hit.
That hurts.
It's gonna be 19 piercing damage and 3 cold damage.
Aesop, what does it look like when you rend this clockwork insect in half?
I skewer him, and then he kind of like frosts over like he's covered in liquid nitrogen and just shatters.
Yeah, you watch the clockwork that makes up his innards slow and come to a halt, and as he sort of like falls off the wall from your strike, hits the ground and just sort of shatters into pieces.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I do.
Anything else?
No, I'm just marking down my health because I had to spend health to get my icy sword.
Jira. Anything from Jira?
Jira is going to fly over to Amryn and kind of hold position.
Okay, he's just like kind of just standing by if there's a heal that needs to be done or something.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, then we'll move on to Sun Kong.
Alright, so there's one left?
One that you see that's left.
Alright, well I guess I'll go up and attack that one.
Alright.
With my quarterstaff.
You do notice that this one is on a ceiling that's about 20 feet up.
Okay.
I will say that you could attempt to do your jump. Your like vault action. The one where when you jump and make an attack, you can hit something on the way down.
It's cool. I'm gonna try to climb on the ceiling. I can climb on the ceiling with a successful DC 12 athletics check.
Okay, sure.
So I have a +7 in athletic. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna just climb up the wall, up the ceiling, and attack it.
You're able to make out some easy pockmarks in the rocks that you can kind of get a grip into, and sort of like a monkey bar your way over to the cockroach beast on the ceiling.
Alright, that's cool. Yeah, let's say I'm monkey barring it, so then I have my quarterstaff in my feet.
Yeah, you like drop it to your feet, and your simian like hand-like feet easily grip it and ready to attack. Just because that
15?
sounds cool. That hits.
Yeah. 10 damage.
All right. A large piece of its abdomen flies off. Some gears spill out from it. Looks pretty badly damaged.
Alright, I'll take my bonus attack.
Okay.
19 to hits.
That definitely
damage.
hits.
10 damage.
What's it look like when you take this thing down?
I like spin the quarterstaff in my feet and like knock it off the ceiling, like into a wall.
Yeah,
Like sort of like baseball bat it.
It flies across the room, kind of shattering in some gears and brass metal on the opposite side.
And I just let go and sort of gracefully slip down and land on my feet on the floor.
Okay. It's
My
quiet.
bad, everyone. Sorry.
Oh no, yes, I have a feeling we need to do something with this strange device anyway. Good riddance to those cockroaches.
Where's my injury again? What's for?
Your arm, you have disadvantage on...
Right arm. Right
Okay,
arm.
Right.
thank you.
That's for Amryn. Yeah. Amryn, make a perception check.
Perception 15.
You notice almost moving through the wall at the northern end of this cavern. Amryn, it's been a long time.
What the
A
fuck?
roiling figure sort of surrounded in a mist. Two emblazoned eyes as you kind of make out small details through the surrounding mist that covers it. This dust and sand that seems to shift and move around its silhouetted form.
Mm-hmm.
It looks to be some type of tiefling.
Amryn just begins stabbing him immediately.
No, I shoot it. No, I don't shoot it.
I think you should.
Okay, you're right. I'll shoot it.
Make an attack roll for me.
Spoiler, it's actually Thaddeus. Oh, fuck! Why did you do that?
No, he wouldn't accept. He wouldn't accept any other welcoming from Amryn. I don't think. What? Oh, this is glacé. Sorry. What a 19?
19 hits.
Oh, good. 47.
That's amazing.
Amryn turns and, moving her railgun pointedly at the creature, fires off a huge blast that just lights the cavern room, smashing into it.
Oh man, that felt good. I wanted to do that for so long. Oh, it's just.
Old friend of yours?
Well, he looked like an old friend of mine. Yeah.
A familiar face of this creature, still standing from your blast, points a finger your way with a tiefling hand. Make a charisma saving throw for me, please.
Charisma, you say? Oh.
Yes, please.
Ooh.
Alright. I'm gonna do it in roll 20. I think it'll be funny so everybody sees. Oh, that's not bad. 17.
You feel like there was some effect attempting to take a hold of you by the creature, and time seemed to slow down for just a minute, though it didn't seem to take full effect. Amryn. The figure seems to dissipate into nothingness.
Why is this place fucking with me? Fuck.
You specifically.
Well, I mean, it was.
And Ileana, too.
Yeah, it gave her HE. I mean, that felt good though. I'm ready. Let's go to the next room.
Okay.
Did that, Amryn?
Well, I'm glad.
You guys turn your attention back to the iron door that appears to be locked.
Oh.
It's still locked.
It's still locked.
Yes. I don't suppose any of these creatures had a key on them. That doesn't make sense. I think they were trying to protect this device in the middle. Maybe if we continue turning it.
I'll turn
Can
it.
I try to lockpick while they're doing whatever with the fucking thing?
Sure. You go ahead and start working the lock, and I'll say, how do you guys turn the device?
Fucking water.
Well, we turned it counterclockwise last time.
Alright, so I turn it clockwise.
How many times do you spin it?
8.
Oh,
Go
fuck.
crazy.
Oh, what's happening?
You spin it 8
I like
times.
spin it.
The room
I don't
stays
like
quiet.
this.
Nothing happens. From the far end of the room, you guys hear a click as the door Ileana was picking seems to give just a little way, as if it can now be pushed. You seem to have unlocked it, Ileana.
Oh. Nice.
I laugh.
Oh,
Well,
I
didn't
I
think
guess
about
we
that.
should have tried that in the first place.
That-
Is Gladius still with us?
He is.
Okay.
Thanks, Ileana.
I wink at Rinkaz.
He winks back.
Wink, 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 wink.
Kong says wink out loud.
Oink.
Wink.
Alright, I do not want to go into any of these rooms first, so I'll push the door open,
I'll
and
go first.
the rooms can be done by whoever.
You push the door open.
Oh no. Is it dark? I won't go first.
It
Dark.
gives
I'll go
way
first.
into a lit room.
You fucking wussy.
I don't have dark vision.
I don't either. I stay back with Sun Kong.
What do we see? What is this?
Ileana, as you push the iron door open, you see a new chamber that seems to have random shapes of ivory inlaid in the floor. To the south, behind what looks to be an intimidating mesh of grating, are 3 enormous-looking pistons. They seem to be frozen at varying elevations. In between you and them is this grating that's made of thick black iron bars cross-hatched together so densely that you can just barely fit a hand through if you were to try. In the middle of this room, there seems to be an ornate capstan adorned with what looks to be a pulsing cyan rune.
That's strange.
Does it look like an engine? Like part of an engine or something? Or like part of a...
They definitely look like large pistons, if you will. Although some type of engine or device for what, you're unsure. Perhaps linked to whatever this capstan device is with a large rune on it in the center of the room. Could be.
Can I look at it, like do Arcana check, maybe?
Sure.
Okay.
Did you just say look at it?
Look at it.
I thought she said lick also.
Really? Look at it.
I don't know why, but like what channeling Kaz.
What's a 13 give me?
You definitely feel like you're unsure exactly to the extent of what this capstan in the center of the room does, but you have a feeling it certainly is probably linked to those large pistons behind that mesh grating at the other end of the room.
Well, there's only one way to find out what they do, right?
Can I examine the rune with detect magic?
Sure. That just works automatically, correct?
Yes.
You sense strong chronomancy in this room. More so
Can I interpret
seemingly
what the
than
rune...
the other rooms.
Can I interpret what the rune means?
Yes. Give me some type of relevant check.
Well, can I use my Helm of Comprehend Knowledge and read it?
What can you tell me the text of what that says?
So I get comprehend languages, which I'm pulling. I can understand any spoken language that I hear, or while touching the surface, which words are written. I can also understand any language I see.
So this is like a pulsing cyan rune, so not necessarily a language. So I'll say that you can make some type of relevant check, but it'll lower the DC a little bit. It can probably help you maybe understand it some.
Maybe like a religion check. Do you have a high religion?
I do.
You can do a religion check. I mean, I'll take that too.
We'll take it. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Any checks you guys want to do? Well, could portend some knowledge to you.
It's actually a 12. I don't have 8. I have 6. Type of.
Okay. You did you roll? Don't you have an advantage on that, or no? You just get your.
No, I do have
double proficiency.
I do have 2 dots, so.
Okay. Yeah, you feel like some of these rooms are relating to some type of god, perhaps.
Ooh.
But this.
Fuck.
But what god both you and I'm assuming Amryn are unsure of.
Very interesting.
Heretics.
Okay, well, let's, do you guys mind if we press some buttons? I mean...
I want to press some buttons!
Yeah.
You know Kong's down for pressing buttons.
Oh, yeah.
I wait as further back as possible to not be near any of these things happening.
Can we...
So
these...
it's like, so just to kind of just make sure and kind of clear the picture for you guys, a capstan is, it's like that thing you guys see on the ships where there's the large wooden ends that stick out, and you like get together and kind of push on it and to rotate it.
Oh,
Yeah,
can I do a
that's what a
perception real quick?
capstan is. Sure. And Bay, did you want to do something? Or ask about something?
Yeah, I'll ask after Ilana does this.
Are you looking for anything in particular, Ileana?
Same shit, secret shit.
You do notice that there seems to be some area that maybe moves beyond the left lower piston and the right lower piston, as if maybe there's some more area there, but you can't really see it through both the thick mesh as well as the pistons that kind of cover it up. But you do feel like there's maybe more to that area there. How you would get there, you're unsure.
I mentioned that to everybody.
Okay.
This is quite a pickle.
Oh.
Capstan. Okay, now I've learned something today.
Yes, that's what that is.
I
Yeah, they
wanted to ask if these come up to the ceiling, but I'm assuming after that they come up to the ceiling.
They are at varying elevations, so they're not all at the top of the ceiling. There's one that's kind of low to the ground, one that is about midway, and then one that is close to the ceiling.
Can I climb onto the one that's low to the ground?
You could, but there is a thick black iron bar mesh that is in between you and them. You feel like you could maybe fit a hand through at most.
I can put my my cane through. I don't know what I'd do with it, but
And are there any buttons on the side of where we are?
There is a large capstan in the center of the
Oh,
room,
that's
but you don't see any other buttons in this room without a check.
I guess we could all just move it with
I'll
the
just-
capstan.
I'll push.
Sure.
Sure. Okay, you guys all push the capstan?
Mm-hmm.
yes, let's do it.
You guys all sort of like take a area of the wood rod sticking out and begin pushing. You hear the churning of the capstan, and you see now at the center where the large rune is, it begins to light up with a glow of this cyan. And as it does, the room begins to fill with white sparks.
Arcana check. I don't
With
like
a
it.
loud noise, everything goes black before you can
Oh,
finish
no.
your check.
Oh no!
I think we fucked up.
Nobody move.
Can I see anything?
Hang on just a second.
Aesop's token isn't down here.
Yeah, it is. I can't see your token though. That's weird. I guess it's not important, but it's interesting.
Okay. It's on top of Glosse's token. Again, that's in a hidden area, so I don't know how that works with you guys seeing that type of stuff. The blackness begins to clear, and it seems as though reality begins to form around you guys. Hang on just a second.
We're now on a tropical island located next to a crashed plane.
You
Are there polar bears?
immediately recognize the brass hemisphere in the ceiling above you.
Ah!
A split second later, your attention is jolted to the end of the room. A section of the wall slides over to seal the opening of the stairway that you first went through, revealing a separate passage now. So just assume that this pathway is like over where the previous steps would be.
Is Gladius still with us?
Gladius stands with you guys, kind of scratching his head, looking around a bit confused.
Well, I suppose we didn't learn everything there is to learn about that room, but it's too late now, so we may as well keep moving forward.
Can I do a perception check in this room?
Actually, I take it back. Gladius is not with you guys.
What? Oh no. Oh, this is awful. He's going to be trapped here.
Yeah, we can't have him. Just can't leave him.
We don't have an option. The staircase is closed off. We can't get back to him.
Can I do a perception?
Sure.
27.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
I'm looking for that room that I originally found.
The room that you guys originally found.
Mm-hmm.
You notice a grating in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
The door's not open now.
So it's there.
It's there.
Can I try to open it again?
Sure. As you begin to push on that section of the wall that was hidden by the subtlety of the grating, your chrono charm begins to shake violently.
Oh no. Hey, stop.
Okay.
So... How long does it take for NVD to figure out things like that wand?
A short rest.
I have identified a ritual, so 10 minutes.
I'm back.
So
Can he
10
do
minutes.
that while we're walking and stuff? Or no?
I think I have to focus on doing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
I
kind of
can look-
needs to. I mean, it's only 10 minutes, but he does need to sort of like kind of sit down and kind of really focus on the object.
We could just stay here for 10 minutes if it means it might get us back to Gladius.
Yeah, why don't you study that thing really quick?
Okay.
And while you were gone, Bailey, I went over to that area where that door was again, and my chrono tick thing went crazy, so I didn't open it.
Or chrono charm. There's no
Chrono
tick.
charm. I don't
It
fucking
attacks her.
know.
As you
Chrono
pull
charm.
out the wand, Ileana, from your bag, your chrono charm vibrates slightly.
Oh, I had
You
already
can
given
hold
it to MVD.
Okay. Well, as you do so, it vibrates.
Yeah.
And Vidi, as you go to take it with a hand, yours too vibrates.
And that means that there's a chrono tick near. Am I understanding that correct?
Actually, I take it back. You guys didn't craft one for Vidi.
I have one, I thought.
A chrono
Yeah, we did.
charm?
Yeah, I thought we got enough ingots.
Okay, okay.
have an extra
well, that's
one.
fine then. That's fine. So, one for NVD. No, Ileana, you know that these chrono charms protect you from temporal magic.
Okay.
That's good.
Maybe that's why it's fucking with Amryn. It's because she doesn't
Have
have
one?
a charm.
Probably.
That makes sense.
Oh no, what if that's why Gladius wasn't able to...
Oh.
But Amron's here. Right.
That is true.
And there wasn't a tick on Gladius.
This is troublesome.
Maybe he was an illusion.
Oh, it's a very convincing one.
Well, let's
We're waiting to figure out the wand real quick.
Oh.
Quiet, please.
This
Amazing.
guy.
We kick him.
Great, now I have to spend another 10 minutes.
Well, let's see
Spend
here.
your college
It's-
days fucking
So-
studying.
Sitting on the floor. Shira just with the thing on a napkin or a sheet in the middle of us.
Alright, what's this shit say?
Your chrono charm Vidi continues to just subtly vibrate as you hold this wand in your hand. Takes you about 10 minutes, but you're able to figure out that this is, and again,
Oh.
sorry for the multiple.
Oh my god, you couldn't
Things
give
here.
us a text thing? Jesus
you
Christ.
can copy the text. This is a time sight wand. This wand has one charge and regains that charge daily at dawn. It is activated by twisting the dial at its end, pointing at any sentient creature, and speaking the name of Sindor, which you now recognize Envidi as the god of time.
Ooh.
If you expend the charge, roll 1d20. On a 1, the wand explodes and warps the minds of all within a 50-foot radius, lowering the victim's wisdom by 2d4 points. Otherwise, the wand's user receives a rapid vision detailing the most important moments of that creature's life up to the present, as well as from the present to the end of its life, assuming that user would take no action to intervene in those events.
Holy shit.
So that was locked away for a reason.
Let's keep that safe. I think Envidi's the right person to hold on to that, if I'm being perfectly honest. Maybe
Fine with me.
Amryn.
Fine with
Envidi
me.
or Amryn.
I think Invidi's alright with it.
There you go.
I trust him to use it responsibly. Fun fact, if your wisdom is an 8 because you took it as a dump stat and you roll 2 4s on the wisdom curse, you die.
Oh,
Just something
Yeah,
fun to
if-
keep in mind.
If
I have 10 wisdom, so.
Okay. Oh, you're fine.
Oh my god. Perfect. You hold on to
Just
that.
become a blithering idiot, just running into walls.
That's what happens. You lose all your stat, you die.
Yeah, if you have a 0 in any stat, I believe you die.
You die.
Holy cow. Love it.
So
Is that God the same God that you maybe felt in the other room? The God of time?
Oh.
It seems like it could be the case.
Those runes certainly look familiar to it, Envidi. You couldn't suss it out beforehand, but spending time to study this wand, it now gives you the strong inclination that that's what it was.
Okay, I just wanted to mention that.
I'm not going to lie, I feel guilty about leaving Gladius, but I don't think there's anything we could do.
We'll have to find him again. He said that we met him once already.
Oh, maybe I can bargain with the inevitable and set him free.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's not here? My name is Gladius. I have wings and golden feathers, and I'm very handsome.
Very good.
As Aesop
He sounded
says this,
just like him.
yeah, it's a perfect mimicry of Gladius.
Let's continue.
Alright, yeah, let's keep on.
Alright, so you
A little
guys,
jealousy in there?
A little bit, yes.
this new hallway,
Wing envy.
this new hallway seems to have shifted over the steps of the hallway before that you guys went through. As you walk down it and turn the corner, you see that it arcs up and goes about another 30 feet. It's a long plain hallway which goes north after about 30 feet, and then as you turn the corner, about another 30 feet moving north, at least on the map, not ascending. So you see at the end it appears to be what looks like the bottom landing of a stone spiral stairway.
Down we go or up we go?
Down? Mm,
It seems to be going up as this kind of is the bottom of it. It appears to be.
oh,
Up
yeah,
we
yeah,
go.
that's what I thought. Up we go, towards the ship.
You guys
Oh.
begin headed that way. As you are moving that way, spikes shoot from the east wall, passing
damn it,
by
are you-
halfway.
Fucking kidding me.
I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
We definitely need to be checking for this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
20. I got a
21.
18.
Anybody get below a 12?
I got a 12 for Gloss A.
Oh, fuck.
No, I didn't. 6. She's got 6 plus 7. 6 plus 7 is 13. That's good. Never mind.
Okay.
Jill rolled a 6.
Oh dear, no.
So, we'll just go in order. Aesop, you take 5 piercing damage. Emryn, you take
Wait, I got a 20.
a natty 20?
No, I got a total of 20.
Okay. Yeah, you like shift out of the way, but are still caught by some of these spikes that shoot from the wall.
Oh, is it half damage?
Yeah, this is a dex save for half.
Oh, okay.
Amron, you do the same, but are still caught in the shoulder by some for 9 piercing damage. Sun Kong, you adeptly somersault out of the way, but are caught in the ankle by one for 4 piercing damage.
With a 21?
Well, half damage.
Half damage.
We just went over this.
Ileona, you
I just want to mention that on dex save versus area effects, on success, I take no damage.
you do the Matrix like a lean back thing and just dodge fully.
Monks and rogues have
I have the
evasion.
same thing, so I
Okay,
take
so you guys take no damage, and I take that back. And Invidi, you try to push Jira out of the way and catch yourself for 6 piercing damage. Unfortunately, a few more jut out from the wall and shoot into Jira for 14 piercing damage.
Oof.
How much health does Jira have?
18 total.
Oh fuck.
He may need to get unsummoned here.
Jira sort of is thrown against the west wall, and you can kind of see blood pooling from it a bit. It's pretty
Yeah, I
badly
feel that.
damaged. The rest of the way over to the staircase seems to be free from what looks like any traps.
What did
I'm just gonna take 9 off of Amron and Glosse.
Oh, I'm sorry, Glosse.
And is it 9 or is it half of 9 since they
It
succeeded?
was 9.
Okay.
I'm getting the impression that this fellow isn't welcoming us.
Well,
You guys find yourselves at the bottom of the staircase, or stairway, rather.
yeah, we go up.
Can I do a perception, please?
Yeah. As you guys begin to ascend the stairs.
I'm not ascending until I do my perception.
Oh, okay.
21.
You don't see anything weird. Just a stone spiral staircase that ascends up some ways, but you obviously, like, as it curls, you can't really see too far up unless you just ascend with it.
Okay. I'll keep going.
Yeah, have Ilana scope out for traps, too.
Let's see here. I'm just looking through some of this stuff here. You guys
What
begin
stuff?
ascending the stairway. It seems to just ascend vertically, moving around and around. You guys try to guesstimate probably 150 feet, maybe 200, I'm unsure. You guys finally reach the topmost step. Through what looks to be an elaborately carved archway, you see a large square room. A ceiling of natural black rock 20 feet above, riddled with stalactites, appears here.
Okay, alright. Well, that's probably where the falling rocks came from.
There's no floor here. It seems to be a pit into absolute nothingness. In the middle of the north and east walls are 2 more archways, each accessible by a narrow, natural T-shaped bridge of black rock connecting all 3.
Can you do a perception in here?
Sure.
Oh, okay, that's a nice little image.
So
That's a 24.
you notice the stalactites up above and see, like, this image here that you guys see is like your perspective. So you're at the top of the stairs. It leads into this room. Below you, it goes down probably a couple 30, 40 feet before just becoming this blackness. It seems to just go into nothingness. There is a door straight ahead of you, and then at the T section to your left, there is or going north on the map at least, is another walkway. Other than that, you don't see anything out of place around here.
We should move cautiously. So, forward or left? Suppose it doesn't matter.
Do I hear anything from either direction, Jason?
No, seems pretty quiet in here. You hear the occasional sound of what sounds like rock.
Alright. Can I stealth and walk towards the left?
Sure. Is anyone else doing anything?
So 25.
Are you, is anyone else following her, or just you guys just kind of watching her? From
Probably
the...
let her do her thing first, so
Oh
she's
yeah,
safe.
she'll go first. But...
You move across Ileona, so you're heading to the left of the intersection?
Yeah.
Okay. You do so. And, you step relatively light-footed, being stealthy, and make your way across the T-shape. You enter into a small chamber with what looks to be like it's difficult to tell. It looks like a similar aura surrounding a figure inside that looked similar to the one surrounding the geodesic ship above the tower itself.
What?
As you step into the room to see exactly who it is, you notice within, almost held in some type of just stasis, it seems like, is Gladius.
What the
Oh no. I look back and say Gladius is in here.
Oh,
What are you
good.
talking about? Is he okay?
I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
Is it safe? Can we, cross?
It
I guess.
It looks pretty safe.
Okay.
I'll go first, I suppose.
I'll go with you.
Let's try it one at a time, just to be safe, in case it can't hold up all of us.
Aesop moves by first.
Mm-hmm.
Undeterred. Seems like a pretty sturdy walkway.
Oh, good. Alright. It's pretty sturdy.
Okay.
I'll go next.
Sun Kong goes next.
Everyone go after Sun Kong.
Airman, you begin to step across. You feel a shifting on the walkway and hear what sounds like pieces of rock underneath this walkway falling down into the abyss.
Oh, underneath the walkway. Okay. Alright.
The walkway seems to have a few cracks in it, but looks relatively undeterred other than the pieces of debris falling underneath it. There's like a couple stalactites and pieces of rock underneath that just seem to have been shaken loose from you walking across.
Oh, but it doesn't look like it's gonna cave in. You know what? I'm gonna use light stat. No, that doesn't do anything. It just increases the... Okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, I'll walk across.
Okay, you do so. You find the room at the left of the T holding Gladius in what looks like some type of magical field of some type. You occasionally see what looks to be the hands or face of a clock kind of shimmer in the glow of the aura that surrounds him. He seems to just be hanging in midair, his eyes closed. He doesn't move at all.
Can dispel magic? Doesn't our magic boy have dispel magic?
I do.
Can you try.
I can make an attempt. I'd like to do a canna check on it first to see if I can out magic the stasis magic though first.
Sure. You can do like an arcana check.
I'll aid him.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty high roll. Nvidia, you feel like your dispel magic is strong enough to dispel. And you have a good feeling that it's strong enough to dispel the field that surrounds Gladius.
I can do it. It'll significantly drain me of my power for the rest of the time we're in here.
Oh.
I only get 2 spells per thing, so
We could always rest if need be. I think it's worth it. He was already came in useful already.
Alright, let's save our friend. Unfortunately, don't know this bird though.
I mean, I don't either. He seems nice though.
What does dispel magic look like when you cast it? If you're casting it.
Yeah, so I'll cast it at 4th level, so it automatically will dissipate 4th level or lower spell. I'll just hold my palms open and kind of create some shimmering light, kind of cast off my hands, and then kind of encircle Gladius and kind of overtake all the swirling mass that's around him, and then kind of change into what I'm shooting out of my hands.
The field seems to dissipate as it glows now, with kind of shifting and changing to your energy from your dispel magic. Gladius's feet kind of descend to touch the ground, and his wings stretch out. He lifts his head up, and his eyes slowly open as he looks around the room.
Where am I?
Do you remember anything about 10 minutes ago?
Who are you? Wait,
That's a no.
I recognize some of you. Yes, you're the Wyld knots that I saw before.
How many times have you seen us before?
I don't recognize you or the female human here, but I recognize some of the others. I believe we met at a Wyld site before.
Oh, what if we're talking to the past Gladius?
About 10 minutes ago, I was attempting to hopefully protect a woman by the name of Brass Bell from a ne'er-do-well who seemed to cast some type of magic on me.
Oh, this is all lining up.
Is there still some kind of... Does it seem like Gladius is like affected by some kind of chrono magic? Like he's... Like maybe not a tick is on him, but he's like under a spell or something? I guess Arcana check on him.
Sure.
An unnatural 20?
Now that the field of temporal magic has been dispelled by Nvidia, there doesn't seem to be any imminent magic coming from his form other than his rectangular sword sheath on his back, made of stone.
Oh. Okay.
What is this place?
Hell.
Well, is Rayon still with us?
Yeah, she is.
All right. Rayon, I'm sidebar with Rayon because I don't want Gladius to hear this. Well, what was it you said? If something happens in the future, it has to still come to pass?
Yes. Trying to change something that's happened. It could create a paradox. They tear into the fabric of reality itself.
Shit.
The chrono charms could protect you from some of the effects, but if we've done something already with Gladius, we should ensure that it happens again.
Oh no. I tap Amryn on the shoulder and say, we have to separate from Gladius at some point.
Fuck.
I think the Gladius that carried us across the lava was the Gladius from the future, which means we weren't with him at the time.
Aesop, I just made rocks fall. We're in the room below this room, and I just made the rocks fall. That's where the rocks came from. And
Oh, my head hurts.
Yeah,
This-
mine
Gladius.
too, friend.
Gladius, we need you to do a favor for us.
Sure.
This is gonna sound weird.
How long have I been trapped here?
Oh, what did the other Gladius say?
6 months.
6 months.
Oh. 6 months?
This place is wild.
Time doesn't work normally here.
I assume
Listen.
I should thank you, but oh dear, 6 months.
Gladius, this is important. We can't stall too long about this. There is below us, there is a room, and we are currently in that room. Yes, that's weird.
Wait, I don't understand. More of your party.
That's
No.
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 Us.
I-
You'll see exactly us. The Wild Knots, Aesop, and me. So
In a different timeline.
yes.
Or the same timeline. It's difficult to explain.
What is this place? What are you doing here?
It's called the Fortress of Hidden Concealment. They're here to get their ship back. It's a place where time is it seems to flow like in a different way than normal.
You play an important part in getting us across a hallway of lava, and that has to happen soon.
Alright, I'm not an avid magic user myself, but if what you say is true, even though 6 months have passed, you did free me from whatever this prison was. I suppose I can rethank you by heading that way.
Yes.
Good, yes.
What am I to do once I meet with you again?
Well, you're to carry us across a river of lava, short altercation with some strange mechanical insects afterwards, in which we will easily dispatch them, suffering some minor wounds. Things get a little less clear after that, unfortunately.
Your chrono charm Aesop vibrates just a little as you tell this information to Gladius.
Very well. I suppose I should help you again, but a different you.
It's
Yes,
the same us.
Sort of, yes.
Should I tell them if they have questions?
No.
No.
All right, I'll reveal
let
as
them
little
know-
as I can, hopefully gaining your trust in the process.
Tell them some things, like how you know everyone,
Very
and
well.
tell them that you will have to explain everything as we go on.
Oh, yes, I will suspiciously try to speak to you in Arakroka, thinking, or in Orin, thinking that you are an illusion. Just reply to me, it should do the trick.
No,
Yes.
certainly it's my natural language, of course.
So yeah, we might think the us down there we are going to inspect you a little bit.
Oh, very well, I suppose it's not too bad. I will simply be flying down to meet with you again, I suppose.
Yes.
If all goes according to plan.
All right. Well, it was good seeing you again. I suppose I'll be seeing you in just a few minutes. Whatever you're doing here, I suppose I shouldn't ask, but just be safe.
We'll try.
And Gladius steps over to the archway, and with a flush of his wings lifting from the ground, he begins to descend into the darkness. Your chrono charms don't move.
Oh, good. I think that's a good sign. I think we did the right thing.
Only time will tell.
Oh!
Rinkaz laughs.
Should we go on to the next room?
Yeah, you guys remember back out on the walkway towards the other side of where you initially came through is another opening. So you guys want to head that way?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You guys head into the other room at the far end where you initially came through. And moving through the elaborate archway, now see at the opposite side that there is another stairway. This one descends down.
Okay. Shall we go down, everyone?
It's like another spiral staircase that kind of winds down, so you can't see too far down.
Yeah.
Should Ileana go first? Check the trap.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
that's true. That's true.
Can I do a perception?
Sure. Are you, you're just like making sure before you even enter this area to go down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a 23.
Yeah, you sort of like feeling a little, just making sure that you don't want to like step on anything or activate more traps or anything. Make a history check, Leona.
That's gonna be probably a 14, but let me see. Yeah, 14.
Okay. Yeah, there's something about the previous trap that was shooting spikes out to you. There's something about that I don't know.
Feels familiar in this room?
No, it doesn't feel familiar. There's just something about the timing of when it happened. Thinking about when you guys first went through that rings in your mind. But as you're just sort of thinking about that, sort of running a hand lightly against the rockwork around here, you don't notice any traps. Stairway looks pretty clean as it sort of spirals down.
Okay. I'll stealthily, with a 16, walk down the stairs.
Okay, you guys see Ileana begin to move down the spiral staircase.
I'll follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody kind of following suit.
Yes.
You guys begin descending down the spiral staircase. As you are moving down, you feel the stairs suddenly begin to rotate and accelerate, almost shifting around you. Everyone make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh God! This place is awful.
Oh,
Oh my fuck!
I rolled a 3 too.
This is some nonsense rolls today.
I got an 18. Sorry, 19.
I'm sorry, what are we rolling?
A dexterity saving throw, please. And just let me know if you get below a 10.
16.
Okay. So, Aesop and Amryn, I believe it's just you two.
No.
Here, roll a 12.
Okay. So Aesop, Amryn, everyone seems to like hold tight, assuring their footing. You two, as the stairs begin to shift forward, kind of fall on your ass. Aesop, you suffer kind of 2 just bludgeoning damage, and Amryn, you kind of fall forward and kind of hit your head against the brick wall for 4 bludgeoning damage. It seems to almost rotate like fully around once and then stops.
Okay, that was weird.
I thought you checked for traps.
I did.
Maybe it wasn't a trap.
Maybe it's the... Maybe this staircase is that staircase thing that you guys kept turning and fucking with downstairs.
Well, we had to.
So it's gonna keep fucking turning around because how
Oh,
many times did you
shit.
guys turn
Oh
it?
shit!
Oh no, that was the first time. Oh, now we're gonna go counterclockwise once and then clockwise 8 more times.
You
Okay?
guys remember, soon after this, it went clockwise a full round, and then a little bit later, but not too long later, it went a full 8 rotations.
Oh,
Okay,
can we
everyone, no, let's wait it out. Let's brace ourselves. I push
fuck.
myself against the outer wall, and I have my cane on the inner wall, kind of pressing my back against the outer wall, so I can hold on. Just let's ride it out, everyone.
Oh, this sucks.
You fuck.
Alright, you guys, I'm assuming all steel yourselves. I'll say you get advantage on the roll, but it's not long that the spiral staircase moves in the opposite direction now. Everybody make another dexterity saving throw at advantage.
Oh, we're good, fam.
Can we make
That's
we
still
make
11.
a run for it
I think
before 8 comes up?
I think
I got a natty 20.
Nice.
Oh shit. Leona, you're fine.
What were we saying?
I think that's a bad idea. If you don't make it all the way to the top or bottom, then
Okay. Nick's cheating.
Nick's cheating.
Oh,
Is it above
fuck.
a 10? Do we still have to do above a 10?
Yes, please.
Okay. Got it.
got him.
NVD easily secures both him and Jira from taking any damage. And I'll say you guys are safe for the next 2 rotations should you be in the stairway when that happens. You guys think back to that moment Sun Kong grabbed the top and began spinning that sucker around.
Nope, Amron's gonna start going down. I'm going down the staircase. I'm not waiting for that.
Are we going up? Or are we going down?
You guys are descending.
Okay.
Aesop is gonna wait it out.
I'm gonna keep going down too.
Okay.
I'll try to.
Aesop!
I don't. What if you get caught when you're running down?
Well, we'll be closer to the bottom, Aesop. I don't know.
I think
All
holding
right.
on is the right choice.
So, knowing that you guys don't have a ton of time to spare, realizing that after you killed the brass insects in the room, Sun Kong spun this thing around, you quickly begin descending the steps. Whoever's descending the steps, give me a strength athletics check to try and make it down to the bottom as quickly as you possibly can.
Oh, bless, I got a 1.
5.
Ooh,
I got a 1.
Oh my god!
Now who's the fucking idiot, huh?
I have a negative 1 and I got a 17, so...
You guys are the fucking idiots for fucking spinning that thing 20,000 times before fucking going to the door.
So it was Sun Kong, Ilya, it was everybody but Aesop, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm
And
pressing
Rayon.
myself against the wall.
Rayon is with you, Aesop, so she steals
Alright.
herself. Did anybody get above a 10 descending down the stairs?
Yeah.
My pet did.
Okay.
Me and Jira.
Amron and Jira, it goes down quite a few floors. You would guess probably over 100 feet down, but you eventually make it and look back and do not see your party mates.
Oops.
Those who rolled a 1, Ileana and Glace, you guys fall flat on your ass for 3 bludgeoning damage as you kind of trip up trying to race down the steps.
How embarrassing.
As that happens, I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw as the spiral staircase now violently begins shifting and rotating around. Aesop, you are stealing yourself, so you get advantage.
Okay.
Those who are trying to run down the stairs do not.
Holy shit. I've got some low rolls today.
Oh! 20s in a row.
Wow.
What the
that
fuck?
Highly improbable. Like Slim
I
gave
got
all
a
his
20.
energy to a spirit bomb for NVD. Just fucking 20s.
I got a 20.
A natty
Oh, a
20?
natural 20?
Yes.
Nice.
Did anybody get below a DC 12 since the stairs are moving more violently this time?
Son.
I got 8. No, I mean
Okay.
9.
And then Aesop, you're fine?
I am
Yeah, I
fine.
see you're 18. Okay. Sun Kong, yes, you fall on your
you're like thrust back, like you fall back onto the steps and kind of land hard on your back as the staircase kind of moves forward now, shifting violently. You fall back and kind of land on your back for 5 bludgeoning damage.
Which is halved because it's a dex saving throw.
This is true. You kind of throw a monkey palm back quickly to catch yourself. Let's see how we should do this.
That is the cutest fucking face.
I'm NVD. I'll say that with your 20, you'll get advantage on this next check. Everybody else, you had advantage, but you rolled a 1, so it kind of nixed the 2 out.
But I rolled a 20 on my next dex.
Was it a natty 20?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was an unnatural 20. So then, yeah, you in this similar way are able to get advantage on this. I'm just gonna say I wanna we're gonna say this happens 7 more times, but we're just gonna do 1 check for it. So go ahead 1 more time as the staircase now knowingly shifts 7 more times, rushing forward.
Okay.
You can use inspiration if you want.
Is everyone rolling?
Everybody is rolling.
Oh shit, we
Except
have to do this 7 more times?
No, this is a collective check for the rest of the time.
It's actually 23.
Okay.
This
Amron,
is
yes, please. Amron and Jiro are fine. They're at the bottom of the staircase. Amron, you can see now the base of the stairs are shifting around quickly. Oh,
Hit the back button.
Good fucking thing you rolled that. Advantage.
Natural 20 for Glacé, though.
Oh, fuck.
What is up with all these crits?
Something's going
It's
on.
for something stupid like going down the stairs.
Did anybody get below a 12?
Jiro did.
No, Jira's with me.
But that's right. He's done. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Sun Kong, you did?
He's getting pets.
Yeah, I've got another 9.
9.
It moves 7 more times and bangs you around Sun Kong for 11 more bludgeoning damage. Although you feel like it's hard to blame anybody else except yourself in a weird way.
So is 11 already half, or should I half that?
I'll say this is going to be a straight 11, because this is like
Okay.
over the course of the 7 more turns, since we're just trying to condense it, because that'd be boring as fuck to sit here and roll all that. So we'll say that you negated some of that damage, but overall it's 11. And feeling like you all want to puke, you feeling this spiral staircase finally stop moving after the 8th turn. You feel like it's safe to descend whatever rest of the way you need to.
Oh, it's nice to see you guys are all in one piece.
Who could have seen this coming?
I stand by my decision to steal myself to the top of the staircase.
Aesop says as he catches up with you guys.
Aesop is kind of like wobbling back, walks like he's dizzy.
You guys reach the base. Amron, you were kind of focused on making sure the others made it down safely, so you haven't really looked on ahead. As you guys turn and they're reconvening together, you now see that from the base of the stairway you can see ahead what looks to be 3 massive gleaming brass cylinders that are pumping away.
Oh shit.
Don't fucking touch it.
To the left of these pumping cylinders, you see a wall that is a lattice of thick iron bars. However, you have barely turned your head to see it before there is a brief flash of a white light shining through the grating from the room beyond.
Aha!
Which is ourselves. So we shouldn't interact with them.
Yeah, but they're gone now.
All right, and so what we do from here is up to us. Not, I mean, we're not gonna mess up.
Current.
That.
Not, yeah.
Yeah.
I peek around the corner.
You peek around the corner and are able to see Gladius on the other side.
Oh, whew. It's us. It's us again.
Yeah, there's a blinding light. It must have teleported you on the other side of these bars.
Indeed. In a way.
In a roundabout way.
I'm curious as to why it didn't happen to myself. Is there any way for me to get over?
Oh. Do we have any way we can teleport him out?
Well, if he goes up to the lava, if he flies back to the cave where we found him, goes down the staircase, and then through the room that we went into.
I feel like that's risky. What if he encounters a version of us that he's not supposed to yet?
Oh, you're right. Okay.
We have to get him through. Otherwise,
we-
he's just trapped here.
Cut through the mesh?
It's difficult because kind of blocking the way to the mesh are these pistons that are 10 feet in diameter, and they kind of stroke from floor to ceiling in a repeated but offset pattern, shifting up and down.
Fuck. So we need to teleport him, basically.
There is a pathway at the far end of this hallway that you guys find yourselves at that seems to curve north, but you can't really see over there. You'd have to try and make it past these pistons, though because they are fully connecting to the top, you feel like it may be difficult moving through.
Shit.
Though possible.
Is it floor to ceiling, the mesh that's blocking him?
It
like
is.
he couldn't fly over?
Yep.
Well, how about I swap places with Gladius and then teleport back to where I came from?
Oh, can you do that?
I can.
I
Oh, well
suppose.
then.
Perhaps you would want to make it to the other side first. You may be more adept than I at getting through there. Though I'm willing to try, certainly. I don't want to put you in danger. We've
Well-
just met, after all.
We'll wait until
Sort of.
we get to the other side.
Yes, let's do that first.
Very well. I wish I could aid you. Be careful.
So, what do you guys want to do? You feel like with a good acrobatics check, you could shift through past these stroking pistons that are going from floor to ceiling.
Who needs a bardic inspiration?
Yeah, failing could lead to some crushing damage as the piston strikes the ceiling.
I think
Acrobatics of +10. Does anybody else? Or...
You guys could also make some other checks too.
I have a +7.
Can I do... Go ahead.
I'm also pretty adept at acrobatics.
But you never know, someone might accidentally slip. Can I do like a Tinker's check or like a, I don't know, since these are pistons, can I see if there's anything that we could do to like jam them or prevent them to, like, is there anything tool-wise that I can do to like...
I'll give me like a base intelligence check.
When she's doing that, can I do a perception?
Sure. Uh-oh.
A base intelligence?
Yeah.
I rolled a 9. My intelligence modifier is +3.
Okay, so you got a 12.
Yeah.
Ileana, what are you looking for in particular?
Anything that could stop the movement in general, like a lever, button, anything in the room, anything.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and make that roll.
So
Cameron,
26.
as you are thinking about it, these pistons are like 10 feet in diameter, and they're made of what looks to be like a solid steel, and they kind of thrust in from the floor to the ceiling, so it doesn't look like there's anything you could use to jam them. Ileana, you look around for buttons or switches and don't see any, although you do notice that these pistons are moving in a specific pattern.
Okay. Can you mention the pattern?
Give me some type of check. I'll take another intelligence check or something else.
What would... Okay, so to notice the pattern...
You can point that out to the others, too, if they want to make checks.
Yeah, I will. Insight?
That's for people.
Oh, that's right. That's like a people thing.
Probably
Sorry.
like investigation.
Investigation would be a good one.
Okay, I'll do investigation.
Just because we don't use that one a lot either.
20, not natural.
Oh, fuck. Ileana, you study it for a second and see the particular pattern that these pistons are moving up and down. You relay that to the party and feel like as long as they move in that particular pattern, they may be safe. Though they would still need to make a check to get through. An acrobatics check.
Can I do Can I do the movement first to show them, to maybe like help them cross, like with their check?
You revealing the pattern already helps everyone, but if you want to go
That,
first,
like-
you can.
We have advantage.
Sure.
You guys don't have advantage, but it does lower the DC.
All right, I'll go first. What do you want? Just a dex?
An acrobatics check, please. Dexterity acrobatics.
Okay. That's fine with me. It's also a 20, not natural.
You guys watch as Ileana, thinking about the patterns that these are moving in, kind of moves at the right time, kicking off the wall occasionally and kind of doing a tumble roll after exiting past the third piston to the other side of the room. Ileana, you kind of do your tumble roll and look to the corner and see a spiral staircase that seems to run up 30 feet or so. Or you wouldn't see how far up it goes, it just kind of spirals up. But Ileana's made it through safely.
Alright.
God damn it.
Sun Kong, take one of these.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Wait,
Wait.
what?
No, sorry.
Roll a d8. Yeah, there you go.
God damn it.
14's not bad.
Yeah, 14.
This is for Glacé.
Knowing the pattern, Sun Kong, you're able to make it through safely.
I'll follow next.
Glacé probably screams a little bit, but is able to make it through without being crushed by the pistons.
Oh, Aesop goes. Oh, that's good. That's an 18.
Aesop, you make it through fine. Rayon following close behind.
Alright, I'm gonna roll.
Ooh, Amron makes it.
Amron, you easily kind of make it across. NVD, you were going to move over to the third piston, but remember the pattern and hold yourself for just a second, remembering that it shifts up right at this moment, and with that check, you make it past.
Okay, this one's for Jira.
Jira, little baby.
Why are you fucking just holding Jira?
Hold him.
Yeah, he's... Yeah.
you can dissummon Jira, but you made him go through all this shit. Go first, Jira. Jira is able to just sort of like fly across.
What a fucking champion. Just makes it look so easy.
He does a barrel roll as he goes through.
That's what it's like when you have wings.
Did
Alright, are you gonna switch with Gladius and get that motherfucker over here?
Yeah, I'll do, hold on, let me see how many side points I need to use. I'm going to switch with him. Is he still there, right?
Yeah, he's just like pensively watching you guys as you make it through safely.
Nice. Okay, then I will use baleful transportation. Oh wait, no. I'm just gonna use transposition. He's willing. I'm assuming he's willing.
Of course.
We swap,
What?
and then I'm going to.
It worked, Emran.
Yeah, of course it did.
She's a confident one.
1 turn after you teleport increases. Sorry, I'm looking for the one that lets me just teleport.
Uh-oh.
Okay, a step of 12 paces.
Oh, okay, alright.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
Yeah, I can
Bye,
do
Amryn.
I actually 1 through 7. I just need to do it per side point. 20 feet per side point. I can just use 1 side point. I'm assuming since.
Yeah, like if you get up to the iron bars, it's like a couple feet
Yeah.
across.
Okay. Yeah. See, easy peasy.
Amryn appears before you guys. That's some strong magic this one must have.
She's got quite a few tricks up her sleeve.
I'm hoping this is the way that we exit. To get out of here.
Well,
Well, there's one way to find out. I'm gonna go up the stairs or down the stairs or wherever.
Check for traps, monkey.
Yeah, Liliana, why don't you go first?
That's what I thought. Little bitch. I just closed out of the window.
Like up to my knees and like.
I closed out of the window for all 20, so give me 1 second.
oh my god.
That would be a 17.
You peer around and making sure to try and see if there's any way you can find out if this whole spiral staircase will shift around. It seems as though these stone steps are firmly planted in their place. It looks safe.
No, like, little steps that look extra special and
No, nothing
are
sticking
gonna
out.
shoot
No,
out
no
something.
holes in
Pressure
the
point,
walls.
pressure point.
Looks pretty safe.
Okay. Alright. I'll actually, I'll stealth too when I'm going
Sure.
up or down or whatever it is.
Okay, give me a stealth.
That's a
roll.
24.
Oh, nice. Okay. You feel pretty stealthy.
I'll keep going.
Ileana, spending a minute or two to check around, notices that things look pretty good, and she begins to descend. Or ascend, rather.
Very nice.
Follow along.
Yep.
Alright, you guys begin moving up the staircase. The spiral stairway ends, and you face what looks to be a corridor that runs relatively narrow and about 30 feet ahead. You can see what looks to be another spiral staircase from a corner that is turned to the right at the end of this hallway. And as everyone reconvenes, kind of meeting at the top of the staircase, you see a group of figures that are stepping down from the staircase at the far end of the hallway, walking towards you. You guys immediately recognize them.
Oh no.
As yourselves.
No, hide.
Oh shit!
Your chrono charms shake just a little bit.
Oh no, hide.
I bet.
Do we hide? Can we hide?
Aesop, your other self waves at you.
Oh.
Oh. Must
Oh.
mean we're supposed to do something here.
They step up to you, not saying anything just yet. Ringkaz, the other Ringkaz, puts a hand on your guy's Ringkaz's shoulder and with a toothy grin just nods.
He winks.
Ileana,
Mm-hmm.
your other self, steps
Stabs
up
you
to
in the
you
kidney.
and leans in close and says, "You'll see him soon." And pulling back, she winks.
Both Aesops go, stop winking!
Can I touch her?
Your chrono charm begins to vibrate a little bit as you go to touch yourself.
I won't touch myself.
Today.
Glacé, your other self, walks up your way and blows a kiss at you.
Oh, flattered.
Aesop, your self comes up and doesn't say anything other than just giving you what looks to be a respectful nod.
Oh, good, good. I'll
Probably
return it.
knowing that yourself knows not to fuck with time too much.
Yeah.
Sun Kong, your other self comes up and gives you a smile and grin and holds a fist bump hand out.
Oh, I totally fist bump him.
Your chrono charm vibrates a little bit as you do it.
Oh, yeah, don't touch each other.
Nope, fist bumping. Totally fist bumping.
In VT, your other self steps up to you and motions for you to lean in a bit close.
Alright.
Oh, kiss.
As you lean in, he leans up to you as if to tell you,
man.
and only you, and he says, "Twilight is coming."
The movie?
With that, all of them look over at Rayon and give a hearty smile and just stare back and forth at her for a few seconds.
Oh no!
And then move
Deathlight,
past you
deathlight,
guys
deathlight.
and begin to descend down the steps.
Was there an Amryn there?
Oh yes, Amryn.
Oh, no,
Sorry.
I was just, she doesn't have to do anything. I just want to know if she was there or not.
I'm trying to keep track of everybody. I'm sorry. Amryn, you step up to yourself and look to the others directly interacting with everybody else and just shake your head as if you don't want to. You are aware of conjuration magic and the effects it can have.
Oh, okay.
You pull your goggles off and begin to clean them a bit and begin to walk on past yourself.
Holy shit, what if we're the conjurations the whole time?
I'm one
Damn it.
beautiful conjuration.
You guys
So
hear
that
them
was-
descending down the steps into the darkness.
Everyone but Rayon.
Well, that was bloody horrifying.
Well, we must be close.
They seem like they were in a good mood, so maybe this goes well.
Oh god, I hope.
I mean, they were leaving without the ship, so that can't be too good, right?
I mean, maybe, maybe not. Maybe they're going to the ship
Hmm.
somehow, some other way, something. They didn't look upset, and sounds like we get to see AG soon. Like, I don't know, it seemed good. Well, one way to find out. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
let's
keep
go.
going.
You guys near the end of the hallway, and you see a long staircase ascending. Around the staircase itself seems to be pure blackness. You guys begin to ascend.
Oh, is Gladius with them, by the way? Sorry, I keep on bringing this up.
Gladius was with them.
Okay, okay.
Although you guys, in the moment of seeing yourselves, did not see the interaction that Gladius had with himself.
That's. I just wanted to make sure he was with them. I don't care what he does with himself.
I give Rayon a solemn nod.
Rion looks at you and nods back. You guys see some type of large clockwork-looking platform up above, not too far away.
Prisoners! Oh, a prisoner is out! Those are the things that we, from the,
Those weren't from the prisoners.
What are
That's
these?
from those black slime things, isn't it?
Yeah, but I thought those were Witchlight Marauders, or some sort
Yeah.
of Marauders. Yeah.
This isn't done then. Oh, is this the escape?
Those are
Pod?
the escape pods.
That's what I said.
Yes,
That
Witchlight Marauders
cat?
were used
No,
in them.
somebody else.
Prototype forms. You guys found a lot of the criminals that you found across the Twixt in these things. You guys also used them to escape the Omega Prison Ring before it was engulfed by
Yeah.
a Witchlight Marauder.
Oh, yeah, he would have had to have had them, because put all you guys in the time lock area.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
So, with that, I hope you guys had fun. I hope that dungeon was pretty fun with some of the weird, goofy
Yeah, it was-
time effects.
It's pretty interesting.
That's pretty neat.
Thank you for watching Decaf Smurf. Thank-
Decaf Smart.
Thank you for subbing. I don't see him here, but thanks for subbing Burrito Kuda.
Burrito. That's my friend.
Don't forget, you guys can buy cool rewards for these guys as you watch our stream. Thank you for watching. We do it every Sunday from 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we will see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.